goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Happy Valentine's Day from the Annie Frey Show. With love from me to you. The YouTube live chat poll for today: has your opinion of Valentine's Day evolved over time? This is a very broad question, as they generally are. So we want your thoughts, your feedback on that poll, and we'll read some of your responses over the course of the show. So go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and let us know what you think about Valentine's Day. This is a big deal for some. I think that there are people who are angry at Valentine's Day, and I think there are a lot of people in the middle, of which I would be one of them. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Yesterday, last night was a big night in the House of Representatives. Well, why? Because we have an impeachment once again.
On this vote, the yeas are 214 and the nays are 213. The resolution is adopted.
Who's the woo girl? who's the Mayorkas woo girl?
Man, it has to be MTG, right?
I'm hoping it's Hannah. Hannah hasn't been here for a while.
She's been in D.C.
You know how she feels about Mayorkas.
Mm-hmm. Although I really hope and pray she has not become part of the swamp, because it can just swallow you.
If she's wooing the impeachment of Mayorkas, we've trained her well.
I guess that's true.
Not that we really trained her. Here's more from that. Listen to it.
Last night, the House voted to approve articles of impeachment against Secretary Mayorkas. Desperate times call for desperate measures. We had to do that. He has abdicated his responsibility, he's breached the public trust, and he's disregarded the laws Congress has passed. But much more has to be done, of course, to secure the border. And what the Senate produced this week is silent on that issue. Senator McConnell and I have spoken about this in frank sessions, and let me be clear here again this morning. The Republican-led House will not be jammed or forced into passing a foreign aid bill that was opposed by most Republican senators and does nothing to secure our own border. It's time for Washington to start showing some love to Americans. On Valentine's Day, this is a good day to point this out. You need to listen to the American people and their needs and take action. And that's why House leadership will continue to govern with Americans' interests at heart.
It's Valentine's Day in Washington, D.C. Where is the love? One wise man once sung. I think there was a compilation of a lot of people in that song.
It was mostly the Black Eyed Peas, though, wasn't
People killing, people dying. I don't know. I think it was supposed to be like a
bunch of different artists,
I think
led
the
by
point,
will.i.am.
I think the point was, look at all of these really, really well-off people coming together. If they can do it,
if Gal Gadot can sing it,
if they can come together and sing, then in Washington D.C., Congress should be able to work together. Is Mike Johnson's point? Oh gosh, dang it! Tape the wrong thing up. What's wrong with me? I just put the show. I need the show sheet.
You're
up
doing
there.
great.
No, I'm not.
Everybody's fine with it.
So not only did they in the House last night, not only did they impeach Mayorkas Part 2 because they tried once and failed because Steve Scalise wasn't there. There was an election, and that was the George Santos seat.
We can now project Tom Suozzi as the winner. NBC News is projecting that Tom Suozzi has won or will win New York's 3rd congressional district.
Is that Lawrence O'Donnell?
It does sound like him.
He seemed happy.
Yeah. Well, he's got the woo girls behind him, too.
Yeah, she's busy. People are asking like, oh, was it the weather? I don't like blaming the weather. If you want your republic to survive, go out in the weather. Vote early. You can do that in New York.
Mm-hmm.
The Democrats do.
Mm-hmm.
So stop blaming the weather. You know what I don't hear anybody really saying about why the Democrat won that election? Maybe because George Santos was trash.
That's the reason.
It's the reason.
You're right. Nobody is saying that, but everybody knows that is exactly why.
Like maybe the people who voted for a Republican in the last election are like, look at the last guy we sent there. Maybe it's on George Santos. Maybe it's on the House Republicans for asking New York in that district to reconsider.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus that is a seat that typically has been, now they redraw the lines all the time, but that typically has been a Democrat seat. the Republicans don't always win. It's very, very close
Which
to
is another reason why you would think that maybe the House Republicans would be like, well, I think that the people of that district sent George Santos to be their representatives, and you get to change them every 2 years, and we'll wait until you get to change them. I mean, this person's going to have to run again in November.
Yes.
Is it consequential? It is, because they have a 2-seat majority right now, and not everybody in the Republican Party agrees on anything. I don't know. I think it's stupid. That the House Republicans bounced George Santos. I think it's stupid that George Santos was to be able to get so far being a doof. And how did he get into Congress being such a freaking liar and kind of a stooge? But at the same time, he did it. And I can look at people on the left that they're like, yeah, they're crazy. But they're still there. You're not bouncing out people like Menendez in the Senate because he's got gold bars in his pockets, but that's because he's from Cuba or something. Was it Cuba?
No, it's had something to do with Egypt, didn't it? That he had taken a trip to Egypt.
No, he say that he had all of this money stuffed in his pockets because of he comes from a place where.
Oh, that's what you do.
Yeah,
that's what you do. Yeah.
Oh no,
I'm not 100% sure it was Cuba. So no offense to Cuba if I was wrong.
Sorry, Cuba. Sorry.
It's silly season. It's always silly season. It just gets sillier and sillier. And I am annoyed. I'm annoyed because I can't come on here and be like, George Santos for president. That's not happening. I'm amused that George Santos is looking at this like it's a huge opportunity for him to become an even bigger influencer. You can get a cameo from George Santos. What did Senator Fetterman use George Santos for?
He used him to send a cameo to Senator Menendez.
Which is amazing. I mean, that's something that it seems like a late night host would do.
Yeah.
And it's coming from Fetterman.
I don't know. The Republicans can't get out of their own way. The Democrats are the Democrats just exist in a world where it is what it is, and they're always keeping their focus on something forward. And the Republicans are always looking over their shoulders and looking under the desk for trouble, and they're always in their own way. And I don't know that Donald Trump is a departure from that part of it. Donald Trump gets in his own way on a regular basis, but Donald Trump is the one thing that can unite the Republican Party as much as it can be united. Donald Trump is not going to bring the Mitt Romneys into the fold in a way that, every single Republican is in lockstep. There are things that the Democrats are in 100% lockstep about. People are talking about this border bill. The Senate passed it. It's going to go over to the House. Is the House going to vote on it? I don't know. Are all of the Democrats going to support it? I doubt it, because it funds Israel's fight against Hamas. And if it's going to defend Israel's fight against Hamas, is Rashida Tlaib going to vote in favor of that? No. Are there Democrats who don't think we should be funding Ukraine? I don't know how many of them are in that position, but are there Democrats who are in the House who think that we should fund the border before Ukraine? There are. Will they vote that way? I don't know. We have a 2-seat majority now, I think, in the House of Representatives. We've squandered away any breathing room that we have, and the plan for November is what?
I think it's more of the same. They've got to focus on early voting. I am hearing the good thing is you're hearing this all over the place. On radio, you're hearing it from politicians that Republicans have got to focus on early voting because they haven't in the past.
Yeah, but I still listen to people who come on as Republicans and all they do is shame early voting. They shame it.
I hope not.
They say things like, They get on the microphone and then they say, or they get in front of a camera and they say, election day should be one day. And it's like, okay, I agree.
I do too.
But it's not.
Yeah, right. It's not.
It's not. And you got to win that election that isn't one election day, that is a month. I think it's 40 days or something in Illinois.
It's ridiculous.
You got to win there to change that. And in some places, we're not even competing.
No.
I even wonder, like my mind, like your mind, I'm sure when it comes to election integrity, when you see a lot of people were saying about the Santos replacement race that they just can't compete on the early vote. And then you're asking yourself, like, okay, How many votes did they have banked beforehand? And did they work until the clock struck midnight, or were they like, I think we're probably pretty good with this, we can stop? To where they have room for more, should they feel the need to push even further? The Republican Party, that honestly, I'm not really big on the idea of like we should, run Ronna McDaniel out of the country. But I don't. There's nothing about Ronna McDaniel's leadership that is inspiring to me.
No, not at all.
To me, it's like we talked about it a little bit when she said she would sit down if Trump wants her. Trump wants Laura Trump to be it. And I've watched Laura Trump. I think she'd probably be good at it. But I'm like, does it need to be the daughter-in-law of the guy who wants to be the president?
Right.
I don't think it should exclude her from it if she's the right person for the job, if she can do the job. Okay. But when I look at who chairs the RNC, it's very possible that this person doesn't need to be an incredibly inspiring, influential person who's out front on everything and leading from the front. Maybe it's somebody who knows how to raise funds. Maybe it's somebody who knows where to go. Maybe it's somebody who knows how to sniff out which districts we can compete in. And all of that stuff is super boring, super administrative. And do you want somebody who can get the job done that doesn't go on Fox News or on MSNBC or CNN and beat up the other person with their intellect and Republican talking points? Like, I'm kind of done with that also. Like, just like what's good on the surface. We need actual action. We need some common sense. I think Vivek Ramaswamy would be really good at it, but in my mind, that's so beneath what his abilities are, not as a politician, but like as a businessman in life. Like, I feel like in the same way that Donald Trump was living a life that all of the big players, celebrities, anybody who wanted to, touch fame, wanted to be in Donald Trump's orbit. He kind of had to set that aside to do politics. For a lot of people who get into politics, who, maybe get into Congress or whatever, that is their big step up, their step into the limelight. It wasn't the same for Donald Trump. If it was a lateral move, that's what it was at best. And I feel like Vivek Ramaswamy is very similar in that he would have to step out of something and sacrifice something to step into a role like RNC chairperson. Because that's a lot of chasing money. That's what it really is. At least that's what Ronna McDaniel has made it seem. And, I've seen some of the sheets, the ledger sheets that have been published about what the RNC is spending money on, and I hesitate to take that out of context, the way it's being presented always with an angle, and be fully committed to the idea that the person who obviously wants to get Ronna McDaniel out of that office is showing a ledger sheet that says we're paying this much for flowers, we're paying this much for makeup and transportation. My question is, does that all go to Ronna? The implication is that that's all for Ronna McDaniel. Are they doing that so that if they have a female who is running for governor somewhere, that they're giving the person a makeover? So that when they go and be prime time and they're on the television, that they're attractive, that they are well put together, that they get a new wardrobe, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't know the answers to these questions. And I know that on Twitter, you very rarely get the full story. You have to know more of the story coming in. But when I look at the Republicans in the House, Speaker Mike Johnson, who I don't have a problem with. I know there are people who do. I don't have a problem with Speaker Johnson. I didn't have a problem with Speaker McCarthy. That debacle, Matt Gaetz doing whatever it is Matt Gaetz is doing on any given day. George Santos, how did he get there? Why did you kick him out? Because he didn't have, there were no charges that were tried and convicted against him.
I don't know that they went through that whole process.
There's an ethics investigation.
Yeah, that's what was the straw that broke the camel's back for him.
So if that we're very close to where the American people could decide for themselves, knowing what everybody knows about George Santos, whether they wanted him to be the representative once again come November. But that's not good enough for a portion of Republicans in the House. And so this is where we are. We seem to be listless at a time where we have to be laser focused, so that if we actually do acquire a functioning majority in the House of Representatives, in the Senate, at the executive level with the president of the United States that we are functional on day one. If Donald Trump becomes the president and we do get majorities in the House and the Senate, we can't afford to be bickering at all. There has to be a clear mandate, a clear understanding. Republicans are running on what? Fill in the blank here. That's what you're running on. If you get elected, do it. And I just, we've impeached Mayorkas. Is it even going to get taken up in the Senate? I doubt it. And so, okay, we did that by 2 votes or 1 vote the second time. Now what? I don't know. It can't just be, I'm voting for the red team. That's not enough. We got to do better than that. All right, let's take a quick break. The YouTube live chat poll, has your opinion of Valentine's Day evolved over time? Yes or no? We'll discuss this out throughout the show. And also, we have been given some opportunities to make some dedication. So I'm going to turn it over to DJ Ryan Wiggins.
All right, speaking of Valentine's Day, this is a dedication from Philip to his bishop. That's his daughter, born 2 months early and in another state right now. He says, Bishop keeps us on our toes, and I want to dedicate this song from Block. It's called Catch a Falling Star. There you go. Happy Valentine's Day.
Michael's Flooring Outlet. You find them online at igotfloored.com or michaelsflooringoutlet.com. Shopping for flooring this February season, you go to michaelsflooringoutlet.com or one of their 3 different locations. You can start the process there. You can request an estimate. I think a lot of times for, a project like flooring, or if you're redoing a particular part of your kitchen, your home, whatever it might be, you kind of need to know, what are we talking about here? If I get new hardwood, if I get some sort of vinyl, what are my budget options? Where does this put me for this amount of square footage? Well, you go to the website, igotfloored.com, and you can request an estimate. It's right there at the top of the screen. You can also go just visit them in the store and have that conversation, tell them what your project is about, and they can make suggestions for you in St. Charles County, West County, or Darting Prairie, any of those 3 locations, and maybe direct you to the Techwood Plus flooring, wider, longer planks, cleaner grades on that flooring, the Ultra Wood. These are different options that they have available for you, and some might suit your needs, some might not. If you're looking for something to protect, from having pets and little kids and all that, you want to make sure that when those spills happen on the floor, it's easy to clean up, that the flooring maintains its quality, and you don't have to get into too big of an upset fit because of the accident. You know what I'm talking about. If you're interested in purchasing flooring and replacing flooring in your home or your business, find them online at igotfloored.com.
Outdoor Living Redefined, brought to you by Lakeside Renovation and Design, your trusted partner in crafting stunning decks, inviting screened rooms, and elegant porch overhangs. Imagine enjoying a crisp morning coffee on your beautifully designed deck, or hosting gatherings in a spacious screened room. Lakeside turns your vision into reality. Our skilled craftsmen use top-notch materials to create spaces that stand up to the elements and stand out in style. Elevate your lifestyle with Lakeside's outdoor living expertise. Visit our showroom or call Lakeside Renovation and Design today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-291-1017. 800-291-1017. Again, that's 800-291-1017. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
McKelvey Homes is offering up to $100,000 savings on their designer market homes and special McKelvey financing of 5.99%, 30-year fixed, or 4.875% in first year with our 2-1 buydown. At Inverness at Bryan and Feisey, we have our luxurious LaSalle display home for sale. This professionally decorated ranch is loaded with all the most popular features. Hurry, these deals won't last long. Visit McKelveyHomes.com today for a complete listing.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Triple the heat and save on a new furnace. Save 10% on a single-stage furnace, 15% off a 2-stage furnace, or 20% off a multi-stage furnace. For a free estimate, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Heroes Care is fulfilling their mission of serving military members in many ways. Brad Range here from the Annie Frey Show. Every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., Heroes Care is offering free haircuts at the Mission Depot. Learn more and make an appointment at 971talk.com/care.
Oh, yeah, that's Crazy from Britney Spears. Diane wants to dedicate this song to Congress.
Well, they cheapened the meaning of impeachment. They continue to shred the Constitution. And I think they made themselves look very foolish, as even the Senate Republicans are conceding this morning, the ones you bump into or talk to. You know, the impeachment is an extraordinary remedy.
That's pretty on the nose.
Thank you, Jamie Raskin.
What's
for proving
wrong
our
with
point.
Britney Spears? A big, broad question, not for the show.
Okay.
But man,
Yeah, there's problems now.
every time she pops up in a video, I'm like, Britney, what are you doing?
No. Yeah, I know. You just kind of go, uh-oh. She's in a video, huh? Here we go.
Britney, you're from my time.
Yep.
We can't be that crazy yet. That's like Joe Biden level crazy. What if on TikTok, Joe Biden just made the same videos that Britney did?
That'd probably go viral if he's looking for hits. I mean, I'd definitely notice.
I'd watch. I'd be sad, but I'd watch. You know, when Joe Biden gets on TikTok and also isn't allowing the people in the federal government to use TikTok, I don't know why, because it's a Chinese spy device. But he's on TikTok so he can get to voters. A little bit of a double message there, I would think. But also, and this is kind of what Jon Stewart said in the clip that we played the other day. Like, it made him look older. This is just going to expose how old Joe Biden is to a much younger generation.
Yeah, it's not going to help. This isn't people going, oh, he is kind of where I am. I identify so much with TikTok that anybody on it is just like me. That's such a dumb, that is the way old people think about young people always. Not just this generation, but that is always the way old people think.
When it comes to the president's age, folks are talking about how he's 81, but we have to look at, first of all, Donald Trump is around the same age as
77, yeah.
He's 77 years old. They could have gone to high school together. And beyond that, Donald Trump has 91 indictments. And what I know who I'm going to choose. It's going to be one of the most successful presidents in modern American history that passed the Inflation Reduction Act, that got us the American Rescue Plan, that ensured that we could pass one of the largest federal investments in climate change in U.S. history. And as far as we go, as we know, Virtually all the filing deadlines have passed. There's already been a primary. Voters have outright rejected Dean Phillips. President Biden is going to be the Democratic nominee, and hopefully he'll be reelected as President of the United States.
Oh, the vocal fry. President of the United States. Hopefully not. Everyone is talking about Biden's age, but we also need to remember that Donald Trump is the same age. Are you saying that Donald Trump is fit to serve? Or are you saying that they're both not fit to serve?
That's a good question. Yeah, because you're making a point there one way or the other.
Yeah.
AOC, though, is known for making really good points. And she's done it again. Oops,
Man,
she did it again.
The her investigation, the report, is just magnificent and I think Will Scharf talked about this on Friday. In the catch-22 that it has put Democrats in. Either Joe Biden is competent and then he should, stand trial for what he did with those classified documents, or he's not. And if he's not fit to stand trial, make me the argument that he is, though he's not fit to do that, he is fit to run the country. Make me the argument. I'm listening. I want to hear it. And no, Donald Trump is also old is not an argument.
I watch the bickering back and forth. Donald Trump is going to be the nominee. Everybody knows he's going to be the nominee. That's going to happen. There isn't anything that's going to eliminate his ability to continue on with that. So when AOC says 91 indictments, do you know what that sounds like? That sounds like twice impeached. Twice impeached in the House, actually went through the trial in the Senate both times, and they threw out the charges, essentially. I mean, you're still impeached. He has still been impeached twice. There are people who have still been charged with crimes that they've been exonerated from, vindicated from, settled, whatever. I don't know if you can settle on it. I guess on a civil charge. But twice impeached. We heard that so much in the aftermath of the second impeachment. Joe Biden had already been elected then, but it was important. I mean, Nancy Pelosi, you remember her saying, he will always be impeached.
Yeah, I do.
It's always going to be the case that Donald Trump was impeached.
Yeah, it was like she was shaking the dust off of her feet. She's like, I'm leaving this town now, and my work is done. He's always been impeached.
I don't think that that's what she said. She's still there. Are we saying the same thing about Mayorkas? Are we in a position right now where he's, the second cabinet person to have ever been impeached or something like that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And Jamie Raskin?
Well, they cheapened the meaning of impeachment. They continue to shred the Constitution. And I think they made themselves look very foolish.
Yeah, okay. I just can't with these folks. They've cheapened the meaning of impeachment. The more we know right now about the first impeachment of Donald Trump, the more we understand what was really going on there. The call between Donald Trump and Zelensky, questions about Zelensky wanting more access to defense mechanisms, which he did get and were not withheld. And they were asking questions about Joe Biden. And to the Democrats, the cardinal sin for the Democrats in that equation is that Joe Biden was the opponent in their mind to Donald Trump. Except for the fact that on the timeline, he had not yet won a primary, and he was getting his butt kicked. This all happened before South Carolina happened, where mysteriously, the order of events here is very, very, very concerning to me. Donald Trump is having a call with Zelensky. Donald Trump seems to be, and his Justice Department that was investigating this before Donald Trump made any phone calls. The Biden family was under investigation for their business dealings in Ukraine, among potentially other places, before any of this impeachment talk had come into the public play that materialized into an impeachment of Donald Trump. Of course, it always comes back to Donald Trump. So we know the first thing on the timeline here is that the Biden family is being looked at and investigated. When Donald Trump is on the phone with President Zelensky of Ukraine saying, yeah, we're willing to help you out, but we're going to need your cooperation with this investigation. There are things that we need to know about what's going on. The Democrats go, whoa, 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 whoa. Joe Biden is your political opponent. You can't do that. Every sentence I've said here has an incredibly ironic dose of hypocrisy about what the Democrats have been doing this entire time. The cardinal sin for the Democrats that were in the House of Representatives was that Donald Trump was using his position of authority to harm a political opponent. My heavens. Look at what Joe Biden and his Department of Justice is doing to Donald Trump right now. Because the political capital that comes out of what they're doing to Donald Trump, it doesn't matter if he's convicted. He's got 91 charges of felonies. That's valuable. That's a position of political power that they can manifest into existence, and it doesn't matter if they're right or wrong on it. And how many times have we seen them do this same play where they manifest through whatever means allegations about specifically Donald Trump, and they are wildly wrong. They are completely fabricated and made up. Donald Trump is the president of the United States, follows up on an investigation from our Department of Justice that's already investigating Hunter Biden, his relationship with Burisma in Ukraine. And the president of the United States is asking the president of Ukraine about that and saying, we'd like to have the cooperation. And the left goes nuts. And then this weird thing happens. All the Democrat opponents to Joe Biden drop out of the race, and Joe Biden becomes the nominee. It's weird. You cannot go back in time and watch that happen the way it did and go, this makes total sense. It makes zero sense.
Yeah, it's very, very strange, especially considering the timeline, because a lot of the things you just said, but consider that Trump, regardless of what you think of Trump, at the time, he and many others were looking at Joe Biden and going, man, there looks like there's corruption here. There looks like there's money being funneled from a foreign government to one of our own government officials, which at the time he was not the president, but this would have been when he was vice president. This seems like something we should look into. They were
looking into it.
Yes.
It was being looked into. Before it was a political conversation, it was an investigation from our Department of Justice.
So let's root out this corruption if it exists here, because it looks like there might be some. And Democrats saw that evidence and said two things. One, we need to stop the person who's trying to stop the corruption. And two, let's nominate the person who's in the corruption and make him president. That's what they did right after that happened. They moved everything aside to make him the nominee.
We continually watch the reaction of people on the left towards Donald Trump, and I might add in Nikki Haley, that the idea that chaos follows Donald Trump. The chaos is the number one asset that the Democrat Party has, and they're willing to use their connection to the bureaucracy that's in place to use it to their advantage, which means they're willing to use it against you. It's not against Donald Trump, and Donald Trump has said so much that he's in the way, that they're after you, not him. The Democrat Party and the Democrat machine needs the chaos in order to beat him. It doesn't matter that Joe Biden, it is a very worthy question of any voter to ask of themselves, can Joe Biden make it through another 4 years of being the president? That is a valid question. You should ask that of every person that you vote for. And when you listen to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez say there, yeah, a lot of people have a concern about Joe Biden. She essentially says, but that is not important. What is important is that Donald Trump, who is not a lot younger than Joe Biden, has 91 felonies charged against him. That's what matters. Don't even pay attention to the fact that she ends that clip with saying, primaries have happened. You can't get on the ballot in other places. Joe Biden's the guy. It literally doesn't matter who the person on the Democratic ticket is when Donald Trump is on the Republican ticket. Nothing that Joe Biden does is going to be so egregious to people like AOC and people in the Democratic machine to say, for the sake of this country, we need to take a different direction. The only way that they go in a different direction is if it's in the sake of protecting their own power. It doesn't have to do with the country. They don't love the country more than they love the power. Maybe they love the country, but they love the power more. And that is evident over the course of the entire time that Donald Trump has been in the picture. The reason why I started talking about the impeachment process and the reason why I was talking about Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and the impeachment, the reason why I was going through all of that is because we have Chairman Jason Smith on the show at 125. And he is the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. He was in the hearing yesterday with Tony Bobulinski. You've seen Bobulinski's interviews with Tucker. If you haven't, you need to watch them. And Bobulinski has a consistent story. His story does not change. He knows what he saw, and he is telling that story. He is out there to say, and has repeatedly said, that Joe Biden, without question, is the brand that Hunter was selling. And Chairman Smith, your Missouri 7th District representative in the House of Representatives, will be with us at 125 to talk about what he heard, what he experienced, and to bring us into the fold of his investigation there through his chairmanship. Stick with us. I think I just heard from Leah that we might have room for a couple more dedications in the show. We're trying to do one in and out of each segment. So if you want to get a dedication, and you can send donations too. If you want to get it
unaffiliated,
yeah,
it has nothing, no bearing on anything.
No, just send us stuff.
Yeah.
You can come onto the Annie Frey YouTube channel and tell us who you are, who you want to send it to, and the song you want to play. You can leave a little note as to why you're dedicating it the way you are as well. We'll be doing it all day. We'll be right back.
All right, this one is from a long-time listener to the Annie Frey Show. You've heard us mention him before. His name is Balls. He dedicated this song
Happy Valentine's Day, Balls.
Lil Balls, or Balls Jr., however you want to put it. She's leaving for college in August, and Big Balls says that he's a mess, that she's getting ready to leave for college. So
Happy Valentine's Day.
This is from Big Balls and Little Balls. It's called There Goes My Life from Kenny Chesney.
$1,000 later, that mistake he thought he made covers up the refrigerator. Oh, yeah. He loves that little girl. Mama's waiting to tuck her in as she fumbles up those stairs. She smiles back at him, dragging that teddy bear. Sleep tight, blue eyes and mountain curls. He smiles, there goes my life.
So let's talk about retirement, Balls.
This is just for you, Balls.
Yeah, this is just for you. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, look on the bright side. Pretty soon you're going to be done working, and then you're going to have some time, and you want to make sure that you can pay yourself for all of the savings that you have sacrificed over those years, raising kids, working hard, and making ends meet. I'm right there right now, and I know I don't think Balls is quite there right now, but if you're very close to retirement, you want to make sure that retirement's going to be worry-free. Bob Kershaw, Tammy Kershaw, and Thomas Helbig at the Retirement Advisory Group can help you with that. If you're nearing retirement and you're wondering how long your money is going to last, what you need is a personalized, structured income plan from the Retirement Advisory Group. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can take their word for it. You can call them at 314-993-9494, 314-993-9494. Tell them Annie sent you, and then just listen to what they have to say. When you set up that appointment, it doesn't cost you anything, and there's no obligation to do anything at the end of it. You can walk away and say, nope, this isn't for me. But so many Annie Frey Show listeners and 97.1 listeners have said, this is exactly what I need. Reach out to them at 314-993-9494. Set up your appointment today. You can find them online at retirementkey.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Are you ready to smell better naked? I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the OBGYN creator of Lumi, the whole body deodorant that's clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours on pits, feet, privates, and beyond. It's pH optimized to safely and effectively control odor anywhere you have it, but wish you didn't. Plus, it's proven to work better than a shower with soap alone. Whether you shower twice a day or 3 times a week, Lumi works better. And who doesn't want zero body odor? With over 200,000 5-star reviews, I'm so sure you're going to love it, or you can return it for free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 800 and get an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, free product of your choice, and ships free with code 800. LumeDeodorant.com, code 800 for an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack. Love it or return it for free. That's LumeDeodorant.com, code 800.
Are you tired of feeling sick and tired? I'm Dr. Nick Barnes of Health From Within Family Chiropractic. Our simple 5-step approach aligns your health naturally. We correct spinal abnormalities to maximize nerve supply, focus on pure and simple nutrition, exercise and oxygen, mindset, and minimizing toxins in your body. Transform your health today with Health From Within, conveniently located on Manchester in Rock Hill, or online at healthfromwithinstl.com.
The only person who can change your life is you, but you need to know how. Listen to my show, The Del Walmsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins.
Listen to The Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
We have a very romantic Wiggins America coming up next. And, of course, if you want to get some dedications in, our bump music
You want to what?
Our bump music right now, the music that comes into segments and out of segments, if you're not familiar with what that is. Bump music. I see what you did.
No, I wasn't talking about
yes,
that.
You did. Yes, you did. That was you.
You said if you want to get some,
that was
and
you.
then you paused. Bump music. It's a radio term.
Yes, it is.
Oh, my gosh.
So segment music that comes in and out of segments, in and out, no pun intended for any of this. The YouTube live chat poll, I'm just going to skip all that. If you want to make a dedication, go ahead. It's all on the chat. YouTube live chat poll. Has your opinion of Valentine's Day evolved over time? Let us know by typing in Annie Frey into YouTube, and then you can vote in the poll. 12:49. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
You're here to connect and to know. We're here to deliver the world, the country, and the community.
Your home for conservative talk.
You know the bed feels warmer, sleeping here alone. You know I dream in color and do the things I want. You think you got the best
Chris
of me.
is dedicating this song to Donald Trump because he says no matter what they do, he just keeps coming back bigger and he keeps coming back stronger.
An oranger.
And oranger.
Woo! What?
This is Kelly Clarkson.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
That's a good one.
You think Kelly Clarkson's a big Trump fan?
I don't know. I'll text
This is
her.
why we're not on music radio. It's like the stupidest thing you could say if you're on music radio. Like that's like you don't even get to stay for the full song of Stronger.
Yeah.
We're getting you out of the studio.
Yeah. Anybody who has any sort of political opinion, they should just bring it up out of every single song. This is Lady Gaga. Wiggins! Oh! Wiggins!
Now let's just make sure that everyone knows what segment this one is.
Yeah, this is Wiggins America. This is, of course, a very romantic Wiggins America because all these stories are about Valentine's
Aren't they
Day.
all?
Yeah, I guess technically they're all pretty
They're all
romantic.
like love letters to you. From you.
From me to me. It's a great segment for that reason. I really enjoy it. And I'm the target audience for this segment. So
if you didn't, you'd be doing it wrong.
So Valentine's Day spending is about to hit a new high this year. $25.8 billion.
Is that because everybody loves each other more?
That's because everything costs more.
Okay, never mind. That's different.
Consumers will spend a total of $185 on average each. Does that surprise you?
Yeah.
It's pretty high. It also says, though, that only about 53% of consumers celebrate or indulge Valentine's Day.
The YouTube live chat poll for today on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Has your opinion of Valentine's Day evolved over time? I'm interested to see your feedback, all of you guys, on that. So leave your comments on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. We'll get to some of those in a little bit.
Consider this, though, the things that people spend money on Valentine's Day, the things you'd think of the most, jewelry, clothing, and evening out, those do top the list. But when you consider all the ways that you might spend money on Valentine's Day that you're not recognizing, we'll see if you guys do this, buying gifts for spouses and significant others. Yes?
Buying gifts?
Yeah.
I didn't buy anything for Jared.
Nothing for your spouse or significant other?
We usually do.
We usually do something, even if it's just we buy dinner for each other or something like that. The other, it says other family members is another way that people spend on each other.
My kids.
Your kids is part of that.
Yeah.
Like even if you bought Valentine's for your kids to give out at school, that would be considered Valentine's Day spending.
Yeah.
Which most people, if you have kids, you're doing that. Pets? Does anybody do pets Valentine's Day?
Today is my dog's birthday.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's always on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you always buy your pet a Valentine's Day / birthday gift?
No.
Never.
I pet her a lot and let her sit on my lap, which is like every day.
So she doesn't feel special today, but she feels special every day because she's a dog.
She's a dog. She just is happy to be there.
Yeah.
Just happy to be included.
Yeah, the dogs is never, oh, this is so thoughtful for Valentine's Day. There's like, ooh, an extra big treat today.
What about friends? You ever bought gifts for your friends or coworkers?
Yeah, Brad gave us gifts
Brad,
today.
thanks, man.
He gave me these protein energy bites, which I eat whenever we have them there, and a package of peanut butter M&Ms. The peanut butter M&Ms were a part of my wedding ceremony with my husband. Our pastor.
That's very romantic.
It is. Pastor, I have to go back and listen to the sermon. I don't remember exactly what his point was. I think he was actually talking about doing just nice things for one another. Kind of like this, where it's like if your husband likes peanut butter M&Ms, which is what my husband said he liked. I said I liked Reese's Pieces. Then, remember to do nice things. Like, remember the small things. It's not all big things. Wedding day is a big thing. And I'm sure there was a lot of
things. Goes out to Annie today.
Yeah, no, to Jared.
Oh, to Jared.
Yeah. Also, Jesus. Jesus is a big thing in the marriage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sure if Pastor is listening right now, he's like, Annie.
Annie, say Jesus. Say
yeah,
Jesus. Say Jesus.
I did a sermon at your wedding, and it was about candy.
he's making this big point
Yeah.
about eternal life, and you're like, I remember the M&M part.
Yeah, I do.
The next story is that Uber and Lyft drivers are set to strike pretty much right now across the country. On Valentine's Day, they say, of course, that they are not making enough money, and they are striking pretty much just the middle of the day in 10 U.S. cities. We are not among them, and it is just affecting airports. So just in case you were in Austin, Chicago, Miami, Newark, Orlando right now.
I've Ubered from Orlando in the last 30 days.
You know what? I've driven Uber 1,000 times. I have never Ubered as a passenger. Wow. Well, not with my own app. I think with a friend I have, but I've never requested it, and it makes me nervous because I'm going to have to do that in March going to the airport. And
I was going to say, I think you've Ubered with me before.
I have, but I've never been the one to
Okay.
request the trip, and so I'm like, ooh, what do I do? I've never done it before. It makes me a little nervous.
Just panic.
Just panic and scream and hope
Yeah.
somebody picks you up, takes you where you want to go.
Works in some cities better than others.
Last one, FBI is warning of Valentine's Day romance scams. The FBI all across the country in specific cities, this one comes from Philadelphia, is saying that over 19,000 victims across the United States report losing more than $700 million each year to romance scams. And they say the biggest way that this is happening now.
It's kind of like the bump on the show today is just like one big romance scam.
That's right. They say think twice before you're sharing information online because a lot of these are happening with the dating apps and things like that. They get to know you just enough that
Man.
you feel like you trust them, and then they ask you for something.
Is that called catfishing or is that something different?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. That's one of those terms that...
The only kind of catfishing I know for sure is what my husband's taught me in a trot line.
That's
dogs.
actual catfishing.
Yeah, that's what I know how to do.
Okay, this is not that.
Yeah.
But be aware if you're getting close to somebody online. Here's what the weird thing is. They say if they won't meet you. So if they will meet you, it's less likely that they're going to scam you than if they refuse to meet you. There you go.
That makes sense.
Ready?
I don't know. It's up to you, dude.
All right. Here's our dedication going to the top of the hour. This is a cool one. It's from Vicky to Johnny. It's her late husband. She says this song has been their song since 1980.
Oh.
It's called Lady Blue. I'm not familiar with this song, but it's by Leon Russell. So this one goes out to you, Johnny, from your wife, Vicky.
Straight right now, oh baby, 'cause I'm loving you more and more and more. Lady Blue, sand baby, blue lady, sing me a love song. I just want
You couldn't pick a worse time to sell your home. Sure, your home is worth a small fortune right now, but are you really going to swap your 2 or 3% current interest rate and pay 7 or 8% interest on a new house? No way. You don't have to with the Get Paid and Stay program from Truehold. You'll love this. It's a genius idea. With the Get Paid and Stay program, Truehold will buy your home now at its best current value. You bank the cash and stay in your home until interest rates come back down, or as long as you like. It's your call. Plus, you won't have to pay property taxes, insurance, or upkeep anymore. Truehold pays those expenses. Learn about Truehold's Get Paid and Stay program. Call 855-300-9993. That's 855-300-9993. Or visit Truehold.com and discover how much Truehold will pay for your home based on its best current value, not what's coming. Truehold.com, the smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. Call 855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-Do.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
A top House lawmaker issues a warning. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Intelligence Committee Chairman Mike Turner posting a notification about a potential security threat and requesting that information about it be declassified. A Pentagon official confirming to Fox's Jackie Heinrich that this relates to space.
There has been reporting on the Hill that sources here have confirmed is in the ballpark, which is that it has to do with an emerging capability from Russia that would be of grave seriousness potentially, but that the threat is not immediate.
Fox News learning that National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan will brief top lawmakers tomorrow on threat information that the Intelligence Committee voted to share with the entire House. Sullivan saying this during today's White House briefing.
We scheduled a briefing for the 4 House members of the Gang of 8 tomorrow. That's been on the books. So I am a bit surprised that Congressman Turner came out publicly today in advance of a meeting on the books.
But Sullivan did not confirm any specific information on the reported threat. This as the administration continues to urge the House to take up a $95 billion foreign aid bill passed in the Senate.
The stakes are getting higher. the costs of inaction are also getting higher every day, especially in Ukraine.
The bill's fate is uncertain in the House, though. Republicans there are still calling for a better border security deal than the bipartisan proposal removed from that Senate bill. Earlier, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin pledging continued support for Ukraine.
We'll continue to work together to get Ukraine what it needs to hold on to its gains and to keep pushing back Russia's illegal occupation in the months ahead.
Rallying allies to pledge support as well as he met virtually with the leaders of a coalition of about 50 nations. America is listening to Fox News.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ALL to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text ALL to 321-321. That's ALL to 321-321.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
No complaints. About 64 for the high this afternoon. Lots of sunshine tonight. Increasing clouds. Look for the wind to pick up from the south. 45 on Thursday. Partly sunny. 55 Friday. Cold front comes through first thing in the morning. Turns the winds to the northwest. Mostly cloudy Friday with some light rain and wet snow around. 45 for the high, but temperatures will be dropping during the afternoon. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Fish Fry Fridays are back, and the Mark Reardon Show is hitting the road. Join us at Incarnate Word Parish in Chesterfield this Friday, February 16th. We'll chat. It's a live Reardon Roundtable. We'll eat. Don't miss it. More info at 971talk.com/events.
What's your favorite four-letter word? Chances are you've said it more than a few times dealing with this crazy world we live in. But at Compass Retirement Solutions, our four-letter word of choice is hope. Hope for a better tomorrow. And hope that your retirement plans don't take a back seat. You've watched inflation soar, and maybe your retirement future feels a little uncertain right now. But all hope is not lost. Find out exactly how much risk you're still taking with your investments. Find out how you may be able to save big on taxes. And find out how having a written retirement plan just might give you the hope you've been looking for. Call today to set up a meeting. 314-373-1598. That's 314-373-1598. Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services but does not provide tax advice. Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory firm in Missouri and Illinois. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
When you're selling your home, you want the most money and the least hassle. That's exactly what you get when you work with my friend and trusted realtor, Gloria Liu, with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Mark Cox here. Selling your home is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. That's why having an expert on your side is crucial. Right now, other agents know that some sellers will choose the agent that tells them the highest price. This can be a dangerous strategy. Most of the time, it ends up being an empty promise. Gloria doesn't make empty promises. She makes guarantees in writing. It's simple. Gloria will guarantee to sell your home at your agreed-to price and time frame, or she'll buy it. Guaranteed in writing. Take it from me. Pick up the phone and call Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or visit her online anytime and tell her you heard Mark Cox talking about it. GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Your garage door is always there for you, rain or shine. Are you taking your garage door for granted? Is it screeching and whining for attention? Trust Overhead Door Company of St. Louis to keep your garage door reliable. Maybe the old weather stripping needs replaced to keep out the cold and hot air. Call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, trusted here since 1926. For same-day service, call 314-781-5200 and schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
The people have spoken. I want to thank you, St. Louis, for voting Under Law 2023's best St. Louis law firm.
When you're injured, call Onder Law at 314 or 618-9000000.
I can see clearly now thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and introducing Samuel Berry. You can too. Call 314-966-5000 or check out youridoc.com. That's youridoc.com.
The Annie Frey Show YouTube live chat poll of the day is sponsored by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Well, first of all, I think you need to look at the current law called Title VIII and do expedited removals. And when he does the expedited removals, he needs to publicize as much as possible where he's showing people being returned instead of showing people coming in.
So we continue to have a problem at the southern border. Of course we do. And we have a bill in Congress right now to fund the defense of Ukraine, the defense of Israel, and not our southern border. And we have Republicans who are ousting other Republicans and slimming our majority. And I ask myself, as I asked you at the beginning of the show today, what's the Republican focus here? Are we focused? Can we get down to the finish line so that come the election, we actually have a mandate going forward? We encourage American voters to consider the moment to send Republicans to do the job. The question is, what is the job? If you look at what the Democrats have done on a regular basis here, you have to ask yourself, not just if they're America first, but if they are America at all, because the future of what we see these Democrats cultivating right now through our open southern border is a different version of this country than we are living in right now. It's Wednesday, so we want to bring our friend Deroy Murdock onto the show. He's a nationally syndicated columnist and a member of Project 21, as well as a Fox News contributor. Deroy, welcome back to the show. It's good to have you here.
Oh, Annie, it's always great to be with you.
I wanted to ask you, this bill that came out of the Senate and is now in front of the House, they're going to have a decision to make on how to address this. But the southern border is the biggest issue for the majority of voters in this country because it's affecting voters of all kinds in all states. And it just doesn't seem to be something that the Democrats on the left want to fix with every ounce of power that they would have in the places where they have the majorities.
You certainly get that sense. I mean, look, we've had the border ripped wide open for 3 years plus now. Joe Biden became president on January 20th, 2017. And you might have been able to say for the first 3, 4, 5, 6 months, okay, they're getting their sea legs. They're learning, which buttons to push and who to call and what to do. And maybe they need a little bit of time to get their, get oriented. But after 3 years of an steadily increasing numbers of people breaking into this country, culminating in 302,000 plus in December, which is an all-time record of illegal alien encounters on the southwest border. This is not an accident. This is not confusion. This is not incompetence. This is a very deliberate effort to demolish the border and get as many people in. At this point, 8.8 million people across the border who are illegal aliens, get them into this country and start giving them services, start giving them benefits. And at some point, illegally as soon as this year, legally as soon as these people are given citizenship and amnesty, get them voting. And I guess the idea is that the Democrats are counting on a majority of these people being so grateful that they've been led into this country by Joe Biden and the Democrats that they'll vote Democrat, and this will be their basically long-term margin of victory for now and maybe the foreseeable 30, 40, 50 years. I think it's that simple, it's that direct, that nefarious, and I think that borderline treasonous.
I want to play for you a clip here from Fox News last night. Kata Trust, I think is how you say her name. She's from Chicago, and she had this to say.
We would like to have our status as a sanctuary city removed.
we would also like to see a better plan in place. I heard the mayor say in an earlier broadcast that he has no problem with the way that he has handled the migrant crisis. And I think that that's just not true. He has to have regrets because the people have regrets.
Yeah.
We are not happy with what is happening here. We're certainly not happy with the billions of dollars that are, millions of dollars, I should say, I'm sorry, that are being spent that could be used for our lower income communities, our communities that have been divested in, and for our schools.
So Truss is a woman of color. She identifies herself as a Democrat. She's from Chicago. You would think if you heard something like that she'd be a suburban Republican who's wearing a MAGA hat, the way she's talking about this issue. But there she is in Chicago seeing the issue for what it actually is.
Yeah, and then you're seeing more and more of this. I think this whole, again, this I call it the Future Democrats of America strategy, bring as many future Democrats across the border as they can, is blowing up in the Democrats' faces because you're getting a lot of black folks, a lot of legal immigrants who've come here legally, many of them Hispanic and otherwise, looking at what's going on and saying, this isn't fair. These people are breaking in. They didn't ask permission. They don't have passports and visas. They just march in this country. And yet, despite that, you're seeing a case after case after case of where American taxpayers, American citizens are being displaced in order to accommodate these people, and we're basically being shoved into the back of the bus. A great example is I wrote a piece about this, which is on the Daily Signal. You can look this up, and it's about how how we have basically on Valentine's Day. The headline is "Democrats lavish illegal immigrants with Valentine's, citizens take the arrows." And you're seeing time and time again where we're basically being turned into second-class citizens. Town of Roxbury, which is a suburb of Massachusetts, it's a predominantly black area. They've got a community center there, which is available for kids to use after school. Seniors can go there and enjoy themselves in safety. Well, they're all being kicked out. The American citizens are being booted. The illegal aliens are taking that over, courtesy of Democrat Governor Maura Healey and Democrat Mayor Michelle Wu, both far-left Democrats. They're giving, quote-unquote, wraparound services until May 31st to illegal aliens, and the American citizens who are in that area, many of whom happen to be black, they're on the street. Their community center is just taken over. Dave Rubin of the Rubin Report was in Miami Airport, I think last month, and he saw that in the TSA line, if you're an American citizen, you've got to show your ID and all that other stuff. If you're an illegal alien, you can just say, "Oh, I'm a migrant, asylum seeker, whatever it is." And I'll say, "Okay, come on through. You don't have to show. Don't have to be photographed if you don't want to be." And in some cases, you can actually show a arrest warrant for ID. I mean, my God, this is incredible. Did we learn nothing on September 11th? Now, we hope these people are just going to get on planes and fly where they're going and leave us alone. But if these are people who want to take over aircraft and fly them into planes or crash them to the ground, hijack them, take them somewhere, we're not going to look at their ID cards. But you and me and our American citizen listeners are still supposed to show ID cards. You see this over and over and over again, where the illegal aliens get the benefits and the American citizens are told, step back, step aside, go to the back of the line. You wait while we take care of these people generously who have broken into our country and are not supposed to be here, don't have permission to do so. Instead of deporting them, we tell them to, step up, enjoy, the benefits of the good life in America, while the American people don't get the benefits and end up paying for those of the illegal aliens. Absolutely outrageous.
We're speaking with Deroy Murdock, a Fox News contributor, a nationally syndicated columnist as well. The question will be if American voters decide to, if you're an independent and Trump hasn't been your fave this whole time, if you're looking at the way the Democratic Party is treating this issue on the southern border, if it's something that you are willing to vote against what maybe you've thought previously about the options that are in front of us. And I hear people continue to say it's going to be Trump and Biden. And people are going to have to make a decision one way or the other that might be uncomfortable for them. Do you think that the case is being made that Democrats are prioritizing these illegal aliens and we do need to be America first, and Donald Trump might be able to gain some of those new votes?
I think more and more people are becoming aware of this and becoming quite aggravated about it. I watched Jesse Waters' show on Fox News Channel last night, and the guy who does the Man on the Street interviews, Johnny Belisario is his name. He talked to a number of black voters, and who are you for? Trump. I'm for Trump. Who are you voting for? I got got to tell you, it's Trump. Amazing. And they're saying it out loud. And I think a big part of it is people are seeing things like, for example, the Department of Veterans Affairs is now dedicating its staff and resources to processing illegal alien health claims, up 27% over last year, while American citizens, are on wait lists waiting longer and longer to have their health claims taken care of. Why are we spending money from the VA to take care of illegal alien anything? This should be dedicated to the American citizens who are in the armed forces, many of whom have come back injured, tattered, PTSD, physical injuries, mental injuries, and yet we're taking our resources from the VA to help out illegal aliens. People see it and go, what on earth is that? And so even black Democrats, the most loyal part of the Democrat base, many of them are looking at this and saying, this is absurd, this is ridiculous. Why are we Americans suffering so that we can benefit these people who are not American citizens who've broken into our country? And even black Democrats are starting to say, you know what, we've had enough. And if that's the case, Trump does not have to win 100% of the black vote or 90% or even 40%. If he wins 15, 20, 25% of the black vote, the Democrats are done. They'll be wiped out because they can't lose that big a chunk of their loyal base on having the entire Democrat infrastructure collapse onto their heads.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to watch and wait and continue to push those people who are running to earn the trust and responsibility of representing these American voters to make this issue front of mind, because it's pretty much doing it on its own. Deroy, we appreciate you. Thank you for being with us today.
You bet, Annie. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
You as well. Bye-bye. Nationally syndicated columnist, Fox News contributor Deroy Murdock. I want to cue up here on Fox News. They're just they had just been covering this. I'm going to read a statement from chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. His name is Mike Turner, and he put out a statement that says, today the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence has made available to all members of Congress information concerning a serious national security threat. I am requesting that President Biden declassify all information relating to this threat so that Congress, the administration, and our allies can openly discuss the actions necessary to respond to this threat. We don't know exactly what it is that is taking place here. That information has not been made public to the American people. We do have Congressman Jason Smith on with us in 7 minutes, but I don't even believe that he's received his briefing yet, so I don't know that he's going to be able to comment on it. We're going to talk to him about his conversation with Tony Bobulinski in that hearing yesterday. But let's listen in real quick and see just what Fox News is reporting on the issue.
2020, Congressman Turner put out a press release highly critical of a suspected Russian test of a space-based anti-satellite weapon. Later that year, they tested a land-based anti-satellite weapon. And Vladimir Putin has said that they're going to deploy the new Sarmat ICBM by August. Putin claiming that the Sarmat ICBM can defeat any type of ground intervention anywhere in the world. Could we be looking at any of those, all of those, or none of those?
Yeah, John, thanks for having me. Look, by the way, what Dan just said a minute ago is so on the mark. Mm-hmm. And I think you have to look at all of them, but it's all speculation right now. But if this is very, very serious, the president can declassify today anything they're talking about. And Dan kind of mentioned that about scrubbing around the edges to make sure you don't give up sources and methods and tactics and techniques and procedures. So just to release that to the American people. I know it's not a nuclear weapon in space because that's a clear violation of the 1967 Outer Space Treaty, which everybody's agreed to. So it's not going to be a weapon in space. But you could have anti-satellite capabilities, laser capabilities. I don't think it's a ground-based ICBM. And the only reason I'm saying that with the Sarmat system, which is that's the one they're replacing their old ICBMs with. Look, we don't have a defense against them anyway. I mean, we've always accepted the fact that in all probability, we would accept a first strike, and that's the reason why it's so important to have the nuclear triad. So I guess what I'm saying, John, and we kind of talked offline, whatever's out there, I kind of shrugged my shoulders a little bit, going, well, it's the Russians again. Here we go again. What is going to get my attention is when you have an Iranian nuclear breakout. Then the whole dynamic changes. But with the Russians right now, it's okay. Dan may have been right. Maybe we're fomenting the problem a little bit more, clutching our pearls. But I'd say, look, if it's really that serious, Jake Sullivan, National Security Advisor to the President, go to the President today, say, Mr. President, you can declassify that right now. Let's reassure the American people everything's okay. And do that.
Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg speaking there with Fox News on this threat. It's super vague. And I asked myself before I read that message to you from Congressman Turner, who is the chair of the House Intelligence Committee. Like, do I put this out there because we don't have enough information to explain what's going on? But this is where I am, and I think you should know that this is happening, and we are going to continue to watch this as the afternoon unfolds. I know Mark Reardon will be very close to this issue as well. In case anything does develop, we will make sure that we break into coverage to bring whatever it is to you. And listening to Keith Kellogg speak there, he's saying if this threat is as big of a deal as is being implied, then there are certain things that need to happen. Maybe in the next couple hours or this afternoon, we'll discover what that actually is. We have Chairman Jason Smith, who is the representative from Missouri's 7th District. When we come back, he's the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. And we're going to talk to him about the Bob Alinsky hearing yesterday and the idea of whether or not Joe Biden was a party to Hunter Biden's business dealings. Did he trade on the American taxpayer dollar and time? We will find out what Chairman Smith found out yesterday when we come back. Valentine's Day today. The YouTube live chat poll. Has your opinion of Valentine's Day evolved over time? We want your dedications. Ryan?
Well, this song is out of Broadway. It's from the show Cats. It's very special because it goes out to the man the special counsel called a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. That's right, this song is dedicated to Joe Biden.
Memory, turn your face to the moonlight. Let your memory lead you. Open up, enter in. If you find there the meaning of what happiness is, then
if you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
The IRS definitely ramped up operations since the pandemic slowed them down, and activity only increases from here. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. If you're currently under audit or you haven't paid your taxes in the past, now's the time to call the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS has a published taxpayer bill of rights which says you have the right to retain legal representation because IRS problems are legal problems, and the Lance Story Law Firm focuses specifically on addressing IRS issues for our clients. It's all we do. We get out in front of the IRS, devise the best resolution plan, and work to make sure you're able to take advantage of every program you're qualified to receive. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure company, call the Lance Story Law Firm. We're local, located right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURYlaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Dedications today. This is Wonderful Tonight. Eric Clapton is from Todd to his wife Angela. Today is her birthday on Valentine's Day. They've been married for almost 29 years, so happy birthday and happy Valentine's Day from the Annie Frey Show.
I do have a statement, and I'm going to be very precise, and I'm not going to take questions, but last month I sent a letter to the White House requesting a meeting with the President to discuss a serious national security issue that is classified. In response to that letter, a meeting is now scheduled tomorrow on this matter here at the Capitol with the Gang of Four and with the President's National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan. I will press the administration to take appropriate action, and everybody can be comforted by that. I saw Chairman Turner's statement on the issue, and I want to assure the American people there is no need for public alarm.
So that's Speaker Johnson right now. I wanted to play that clip real quick before this news kind of coming out into the public right now. The House Intel Committee chairman came out and said that today the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence has made available to all members of Congress information concerning a serious national security threat. We don't know what that security threat is. Speaker Johnson is telling you no cause for alarm right now. It is being handled. I want to get to our guest right now about what we wanted to discuss with Chairman Jason Smith, who is the representative from Missouri's 7th District. He is also the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. About the Bobulinski hearing, we're hearing a lot of today, the reports coming out today from that hearing. Chairman Smith, thank you for being on the show with us today. It's good to have you. Oh, there you go. Sorry, I didn't put you on there. Chairman Smith, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
There
It's
you
great
go.
to be with you, Annie.
Thank you so much. I mean, I want to give you the opportunity to talk about this House Intel Congressman Turner threat if you want to, but I also want to ask you about the Bobulinski hearing and give you an opportunity to set the table for the people in Missouri here that you represent. What did you hear from Bobulinski yesterday that has you on the edge of your seat to want to tell voters and taxpayers what you are learning in these hearings behind closed doors?
Yeah, Annie, yesterday, Tony Bobulinski's testimony, it underlines and further confirms that Joe Biden was the brand and the family business was selling access to him all over the world. Whistleblower evidence provided to my committee just over 7 months ago showed Hunter Biden in communication with his business associates, referred to his father as his family's only asset, and stated he was unwilling to sign over the family's brand. We had Tony yesterday confirm that the brand is Joe Biden, that they were selling all over the country and receiving tens of millions of dollars from countries that are not our friends, such as China, Russia, Ukraine.
Yeah, I'm paying attention to the continuation of these stories that come out, and they're consistent. Tony Bobulinski's story has been consistent from the moment he opened up about this to this point in time right now. We see money that has come in, that the representatives on these committees have been able to articulate, here's where the money came in, and this is where it went based on bank records. If the money is coming into the Biden family, what was going out?
So Tony Bobulinski's story has stayed the same. The IRS whistleblowers' story has stayed the same. Whose stories have not stayed the same is the Biden family and the Justice Department. I mean, Joe Biden, Annie, stood up in front of the American people and lied when he said he had no knowledge of his family's business dealings. But Tony Bobulinski testified to us yesterday of the specific time, the date, location of a 45-minute conversation where he briefed Joe Biden in 2017 about their business relationship with the Chinese government and Chinese energy companies. And then 3 years later, Joe Biden was on the debate stage debating President Trump in the 2020 election, and he said that his son had received zero money from Chinese companies or Chinese entities, and that he knew nothing of his son's business dealings. We know that that's not true, and Tony Bobulinski confirms it.
We're speaking with Chairman Jason Smith, the representative from Missouri's 7th District and the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. The consistency of the people who are blowing the whistle on Joe Biden, on Hunter Biden, the family business and brand that was the Biden brand, the consistency is there. You know, a lot of people, I saw you on Fox News last night, and everyone wants to know, are you going to impeach him? Are you going to impeach him? That seems like a political end that doesn't really solve the problem for the American people. What is the question, Congressman, that you want to get to the bottom of in your investigation of Hunter Biden and his connection to Joe Biden? What's the $1 million question here for you?
It's not just one, Annie. There are so many things that we still need answers to, but I'll just tell you what we do know. And we clearly know that Joe Biden knew what his family was doing, and he could have stopped it at any point. but he didn't. And it was not because he didn't know or wasn't involved. We've already shown that he did know and that he was involved. It was because he was a willing participant. Actually, yesterday, Tony Bobulinski testified and said that he wasn't just a participant. He was an enabler of his family's business access to himself. What they provided was just access to the president. Tony even testified yesterday, Annie, and said that the only reason why China, Russia, these countries was coming and giving them money is because Joe Biden was vice president.
Wow. I mean, what we're talking about here is Joe Biden, who's, of course, the president of the United States, then being the vice president, and also after his time as vice presidency. Now we're being told that he's a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. I mean, it seems like it might be beneficial for the president to be very forgetful in this moment in time. Do you see a scenario where what your conversations are with Tony Bobulinski, your hearings with Hunter Biden, leads to a questioning of the president of the United States?
This is all leading to the president of the United States. This is all about the impeachment inquiry that's going into him. All roads lead to him, and so that's what we're clearly researching. The whole issue about the president not being charged for having classified documents in his possession because he's an elderly man highlights the two-tiered legal system and the issues that we have. I mean, the fact that that would be his defense, that's why myself, James Comer, and Jim Jordan on Monday sent a letter to the Attorney General of the United States, because we want to see that those transcripts from that interview back in October, and I want to see any videos, because if Joe Biden really can't recall when his son died, and if he can't really recall what were the dates that he was vice president of the United States, boy, we're in a mess.
Yeah, we sure are. Congressman Jason Smith with us right now. If you were able to gain access to those documents, transcripts, and potentially videos, does that mean that American folks just like us sitting at home would be able to have access to those too, potentially?
You bet. I believe that the American people deserve to see those transcripts, and they deserve to see any of those videos, because the more transparency and open light that can be brought to what is happening with the Biden administration is exactly what the people are hungry for.
Well, Congressman Smith, we thank you for the time today, and I understand that Congressman Turner has come out with this request for a declassification of these documents that involve this potential threat. I don't know how much you know about this yet, but do you feel as though with an instance like this coming from Congressman Chairman Turner that we will, as the American people, get the information that we need to know about this potential threat that apparently exists?
So first off, our country has threats all the time. I will be brief later on in regards to what Congressman Turner has been suggesting, but believe me, we have a lot of folks out there that are not our friends. It's called the Chinese, the Russians, North Koreans, the Iranians. There's a lot of folks that don't like us, and so we're constantly under threat. I don't believe that this is one that needs to be raised to concerns, but I haven't been briefed, and I will be briefed later on. And if I believe it should, you better believe I'll be demanding that it be declassified.
We appreciate that. We know you're representing that district in the state of Missouri, the 7th District, very well. We're grateful to have you on the show today. Please come back with us as you continue to get to the bottom of what is going on with this Hunter Biden, Joe Biden connection, because the American people do deserve to know, and we are always grateful that you are serving them in that capacity.
They do. It's great to be with you, Annie, Annie, it's an honor.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you again soon. Chairman Jason Smith, who represents Missouri's 7th District, is the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee and was there for that Tony Bobulinski hearing yesterday. And, I mean, I'm a big fan of waiting for the actual facts. I've got a lot of thoughts and theories. Of course, you do too. You can put 2 and 2 together and still get 4 if that's what we're still doing in this country. And you can see the end road, but you got to be able to get there with facts and figures. And it's good to see Chairman Smith working hard to do that. do we have any more? We don't have any more information from Fox, right?
No, nothing else.
Okay. Well, let's take a quick break because we want to. I don't know. Sometimes these things get put out there. You know, it's a tweet that I read, the statement from the House Intel Committee chair. Let's get some more information, and when we get the information, we will deliver it to you to see what this might be about. It is Valentine's Day. The YouTube live chat poll for today is: has your opinion of Valentine's Day evolved over time? Yes or no? We'll talk about that here in the studio with some of your response when we come back. Ryan, DJ Ryan, take it away.
Here we go. This is a reminder that Valentine's Day doesn't always have to be for spouses or significant others. Dwayne wants to make that clear. This song from Dwayne goes out to his mom and to all the moms on Valentine's Day. If you could only be so lucky to have a Dwayne in your life, all you moms. Yeah, this song is called Mom. It's from Donna Taggart.
You'll never have a better friend or a warmer touch to tuck you in. She'll kiss your bruises, your bumps and scrapes, and anytime you hurt, her heart's gonna break. So hush now, baby, don't you cry, 'cause there's someone down there waiting whose only goal in life is making sure you're always gonna be alright. A loving angel, tender, tough and strong. It's almost time to go and meet your mom.
I want to talk to you about Stewart's American Mortgage. Stewie is there to help you go through this mortgage process to make sure that you are set for that length of that mortgage, to make sure that you're always getting the best care, the best rate, the best experience. That's Stewie. It's been my case with him. I've used two bagel loans for refinances with Stewart's American Mortgage and been incredibly satisfied both times. Was able to secure a lower rate both times. Also, the second time, I was able to take some cash out of the value of my house to help replace the deck on the back of the home. If you are looking to buy a house and get a mortgage, if you're looking to refinance, talk to Stewie about a bagel loan. When you use a bagel loan, you don't pay any of those closing costs that every other lender out there is going to charge you for. And this can save you a lot of money. And oftentimes those closing costs that you have to pay, it can negate a lot of the benefit of going through that actual refinance. That's why you use the bagel loan. That's why you call or text 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. Reach out to Stewie. Tell him Andy sent you and ask him about the bagel loan today. You can Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Mark Cox here. You know, people have been listening to my advice about Hampton Manor of Wentzville, and the feedback is outstanding for the people that have paid a visit. This is a beautiful, brand new senior living community just off Highway 70, north of the Lake St. Louis exit. You should go see them. All of the amenities you could imagine, a hair and nail salon, a movie theater, a personal chef. Schedule your tour today at wentzvilleassistedliving.com. That's wentzvilleassistedliving.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
Well, happy Valentine's Day. We're doing dedications with our intro and outro music all day and dedicating those to those you love. Our YouTube live chat poll is also about Valentine's Day. Has your opinion of Valentine's Day evolved over time? Yes or no? 1:43 right now. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Information with perspective on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. You're listening to 97.1 FM Talk. Everyone is welcome.
Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. Then time.
All right. Well, this is a tough one. This is from Frey. She wants to dedicate this song. It's Unchained Melody by Righteous Brothers. I'm sure you know the song. She's dedicating it to her husband, Frank, in remembering the daughter that they lost in 1992.
Aww.
So that is for you, Frey. Hopefully you still have a good Valentine's Day. Thanks for listening from the Annie Frey Show.
Is there a perfect song? Because if there is, it's this one.
Like love song?
This is a perfect song.
It's hard to beat.
Who does not like Unchained Melody?
Yeah. Nights in White Satin by Moody Blues is another one that might be one of the most perfect love songs ever made.
It's not better than this song.
It's up there.
Not
I'm not
even
gonna
close.
say I'm not going to say it's better than this one.
It's not
but
even on the same level.
It's great. It's really good. It's hard because Ghost did so much to this movie that it's hard to think about.
To this song?
Yeah, or to the song, yeah. It's hard to think about the song without that movie now.
But this song is old.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like is it from the 50s
It's
or
a
the
50s
60s?
song.
Is it Everly Brothers?
Righteous Brothers.
Righteous Brothers? Everly Brothers is different. No, this song is perfect. I mean, like that to me, for the movie Ghost to pick this song up after it's that old, Ghost didn't make this song.
This song, it may be different listening in your car versus
This
listening
song
in
made
headphones,
Ghost.
but this song gives you chills when they're hitting those high notes.
1960.
1960 what?
Five?
Oh, that's later than I thought.
No. That's when that movie, 1955. with, let's see here, Unchained Melody. I didn't know I was going to do research on that. Is a 1955 song with music by Alex North and lyrics by Hai Zared.
I wonder if it was
It has
remade.
since become a standard and one of the most recorded songs of the 20th century, most notably by the Righteous Brothers in 1965.
Oh, okay. So it was originally a 50s song, though.
Yeah, 55. Song by Todd Duncan. Can you hit that note? Can Rockmouth
Yeah,
hit that note?
it's just not as pretty.
I'm telling you what, it's a perfect song. I love it. The YouTube live chat poll for today: has your opinion of Valentine's Day evolved over time? I don't remember. I in my mind, I have to always ask myself, did XYZ happen at this particular time, or did I just experience because it was the natural time in the course of my life to experience said thing? But there was an aggressive movement to kind of hate Valentine's Day as a corporate holiday.
Man, I was a part of that movement.
I know. I think probably we all were at some point. But Valentine's Day, St. Valentine is a great story. And I mean, the idea of Valentine's Day exists outside of corporatism or capitalism. I will tell you, my answer to this poll question is emphatically yes, that my opinion of Valentine's Day has evolved over time. It's hard to know about Valentine's Day as a kid. We did the Valentines in our house last night. My oldest daughter has discovered it's my mother-in-law's recipe, but it's a sugar cookie recipe, and she's very good at them. And she can bake them, she can whip them out and crank them out and cut them, roll them, everything, all by herself. The decorating is coming along. So she made a whole bunch of heart cookies last night and put them in bags for Valentine's. And then my youngest got some Hershey's Kisses to pass out that were in Valentine's Day packaging. All of that, putting Valentine's in the boxes. No, forget that. We used to, when we were kids, I don't know what you did. We would have pockets for our Valentine's. And it was basically construction paper that was stapled. Or maybe if you had really, really handy room moms, you'd poke holes in them in the side of the two pieces of construction paper that you would put together. You'd poke holes and then you'd stitch some yarn through it. Put your name on it.
Yep.
That's your Valentine. The flipping Valentine's Day boxes, which none of my kids said that they had to make a Valentine's Day box this year. So I think maybe we're on the other side of this. Have you had Valentine's Day boxes in your home?
Yes.
Have you helped make any of them?
No, last night my daughter was making one. My boys didn't care. They just made paper bags and they put Valentine's Day on them,
yes.
which I appreciated. But I liked that she was making hers. She asked me, Dad, can you please print out a picture of a dolphin? It's like, sure.
But here's the difference, though. She was making it.
She was making it.
I'm in favor of anything that the kid wants to do.
Absolutely.
But when you're going to Valentine's Day party at school and these moms are at home finding the coolest, most awesome animatronic that you can create to receive Valentine's off Pinterest, I don't have time for that.
No, and I actually felt some shame because last year I remember at this time going, you know what, next year I need to do something a little bit better for Valentine's Day. Because you see all the ones the kids bring home and you go, man, they put some time into some of these things. But ours are literally something I bought probably after last Valentine's Day because it was on sale and have pulled it out of a pantry somewhere and been like, oh, here's what we got this year. It's Mandalorian. It's not cool anymore, but that's what you get.
We thought we were going to have enough cookies for all three classes, which is a lot of cookies.
Yeah.
Because she had 3 separate size hearts. Like the biggest one was the size of what you would expect a sugar cookie to be. And then there were 2 smaller, so there were 3 different sizes. So we were divvying them up last night, and we thought, you know what we can do for the second grade class? We can just separate, some kids get 2 small cookies, some kids get 1 big cookie. And then I just said, what if we just got the second grader Valentine's? So Jared went to Walmart at 10 o'clock last night and got whatever he got.
I appreciate that, though. That's what I'm saying is that that last minute kind of stuff, that's what we do with all of these things.
That's all we ever did growing up.
Yeah.
We did, it was incumbent upon us to make, that was like part of the class. We would make our little Valentine's Day
art
pocket.
class.
Yeah.
It was your art project for the 2 weeks leading up to Valentine's Day.
And then we would go get the Valentines from the store. My mom would take us to the store. We'd get the Valentines and some candy to throw in it.
Let me ask you a question. Did you get, because what I remember growing up was you'd get card Valentines.
Yes.
I'd write to Ryan from Annie on it, and then I'd maybe staple or tape or something,
Yes.
some kind of candy to it, and that was the Valentine.
A little bitty candy, yeah.
The candy companies have now said, we'll make the candy package the Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah. So.
And
the Valentine itself was a big deal, though, when you were a kid.
It meant
because
something.
you couldn't give the wrong one to the wrong person. I remember being very specific about the messaging that I was given to the boys versus the girls.
The boys get the Transformers and the girls got Tinkerbell or whatever.
No. There'd be some, you'd get a box and some of them would say, you're so sweet.
Yes.
Or they'd have hearts on them. And others would be like, you're fun.
Yes.
Yes.
I actually looked this
or
up because
just Happy Valentine's Day.
I saw these at a flea market within the last 5 years, and I picked them up because I'm like, oh my gosh, an unopened box from when I was a kid of Michael Jordan Valentine.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
And I looked them up. They are awesome. They are when he's Bulls number 23, and he is just flying through the air, like he's in space, and half of them jumping over buildings and stuff. And it'll say, Valentine, you're way up there. And this one, hey, champ, have a great day. And the one just says, you're cool.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you
give
want
to
for
the
the
opposite
girls.
sex, yeah.
Yeah. Because if you gave one that's like, hey, I like you, or like something that's kind of nice to a girl, you're like, no.
You don't want them to get the wrong idea that you think that they're decent people.
This one
You're
is the
gross
best.
and you have cooties.
Michael Jordan is hanging from the hoop, and the ball's just gone through. And it looks like this is probably a press shot. I'm not sure if it's really from a game, because it doesn't look like it's in a stadium, although it could have been photoshopped. Who knows? It just says, slam dunk, a super day.
Those are just words.
Yeah, it's not even really a sentence.
Andy says on YouTube, my kid's school won't allow anything but a card without personal names or candy. Now, I don't know, Andy, if they go to a public school. There are a lot of kids who have allergies and so on and so forth. So I understand maybe the limitation of that. Like when Jensen was making cookies at home, I'm like, can you guys do that? And they were like, yeah, other kids bring in stuff. And I'm like, good, go for it.
Yeah.
Like, make it happen. I understand the limitations if you've got a lot of kids who are coming through and you don't want to trigger anybody's allergies. It is an important question. I'm glad Andy commented this because I'm a fan of you either bring something in for everybody or nobody.
Yes.
You can't go give it to 8 of the 10 girls in the class. If as a girl, I'm speaking like to give to
you
leave
don't want to
girls
be one
out.
of the two.
No. So I understand that. Is it? I mean, I was very much so bullied my 7th grade year. Like it was pretty ugly. And I know what it's like to always be left out of everything. Oh, partner up for science. Didn't have a partner, every time for a year of my life. And that's a really rough place to be. So as a coach, I don't hardly ever let the kids partner themselves up. I'm always like, you two, because I just don't want to create a scenario where kids are repeatedly, because usually if you tell them to do it, it usually causes hurt feelings. Once they get a little bit older in junior high, maybe not so much, but you got to know the kids to know if you can trust them to do that. What do you think about like regulating the Valentine's Day giving, saying you can't write any names on them?
Oh, no, I like the names. The names was part of the fun part for the kids.
I can't think of anything less exciting than getting a Valentine that has
nothing on it.
Like, just
why are you even doing it?
Let's just high five.
Yeah, you're just handing out things at your birthday celebration. Then that's the same as that. That's not actually giving somebody a Valentine. There is something to be said. I mean, that's what we were just saying. Is that I would, for it felt like an eternity, pine over who was getting what in my class, and I know that the kids probably didn't receive them in the same way as I was intending to give them, but I was very, very careful. And then I would think about what each person gave me with some scrutiny. And that was part of the fun. And I never got hurt feelings by it because they were all nice Valentines.
Andy says it can say who it's from, just not to.
Nah.
Which probably keeps, it's probably an anti-bully thing.
It's just too far. Some of this stuff is well-intentioned.
Are you a fan
and
of
too
bullying?
Far. I support bullying in all of its forms.
It's difficult.
However you want to bully, it's fine by me. Run it by me first, and I'll say yes.
Okay. Well, we're doing dedications today, and we are saying Happy Valentine's Day to you. Has your opinion of Valentine's Day evolved over time? We're going to discuss that here in a minute. Don't go away.
This is from Jerry to his wife, Lisa, who lost her battle with cancer in August.
Oh.
But this was her favorite song. It's
From
Jerry to Lisa.
Lisa.
This is her favorite song, While My Guitar Gently Weeps by the Beatles.
When I was in my 20s, I could just wake up, take a shower, and slap deodorant on my armpits. But since having kids, odor on other parts of my body made me feel like I needed a second shower, which for a mom like me ain't gonna happen. And then my gynecologist told me about Lumi. It's a whole body deodorant for pits, feet, and privates that controls odor anywhere and everywhere on your body. I tried it and noticed a difference right away, everywhere. Lumi was developed by an OBGYN. It's clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours. Lumi has over 300,000 five-star reviews, and a 60-day money-back guarantee means you can try Lumi risk-free. Since Lumi, I never have to worry about body odor ever again, anywhere on my body, and that reassurance is worth every penny.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 222 and get an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack, and ships free with code 222. LUMEdeodorant.com, code 222, and get an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack. That's LUMEdeodorant.com, code 222.
Experience the beauty of custom-crafted windows that enhance your home's aesthetics and energy efficiency. Look no further than Infinity from Marvin, proudly brought to you by Lakeside Renovation and Design. Why choose Infinity? These windows are not just strong, they're 8 times stronger than vinyl, providing unmatched security for your home. Plus, with Lakeside's expert installation, you're guaranteed precision and perfection. Visit our showroom or call Lakeside Renovation and Design today. Elevate your home with Infinity from Marvin, where strength meets style.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
Do you have over $10,000 in credit card debt? If you're feeling the financial impact with unprecedented economic challenges, DebtBlue is here for you. With DebtBlue's Success Guarantee, you pay nothing unless your debt is reduced or completely resolved.
I'm just living sky high right now. I'm very thankful for it, and the team at DebtBlue are phenomenal. They're able to work with you. They're great.
Call for your free debt resolution information now. 800-200-6895. 800-200-6895.
You've listened to 97.1 FM Talk. You've heard of Doug Voss of Voss Financial and Safe Money Radio, as he has been a staple as the financial expert on the station for many years. You can hear him on Safe Money Radio several times a weekend right here on 97.1 FM Talk. And you can talk to Doug Voss directly. Here's his number. Call Doug at 844-676-SAFE. That is 844-676-7233. Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through D.H. Hill Securities, LLP. Member FINRA and SIPC.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio, 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
About a classified threat. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. House Speaker Mike Johnson just telling reporters there's no need for public alarm after the head of the House Intelligence Committee said there's a potential threat that should be made public.
House Intelligence Committee Chairman, Republican Mike Turner, says the panel is making information available to members of Congress about a national security threat and is requesting President Biden declassify information so it can be discussed openly. White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says he's had a meeting scheduled for tomorrow with House leaders.
So I am a bit surprised that Congressman Turner came out publicly today in advance of a meeting on the books for me to go sit with him alongside our intelligence and defense professionals tomorrow.
A source tells Fox the threat concerns a Russian capability that is grave but not immediate in nature.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. House Speaker Mike Johnson says Sullivan's scheduled meeting with top House lawmakers comes after Johnson sent a letter to the White House last month requesting a meeting with the president to discuss a classified security issue.
I'm not at liberty to disclose classified information and really can't say much more. But we just want to assure everyone steady hands are at the wheel. We're working on it, and there's no need for alarm.
Members of the Democrat-led Senate Intelligence Committee say that panel has the information in question and has been tracking the issue from the start. A standoff that began early this morning continues in a D.C. neighborhood between police and a man who opened fire as officers tried to serve an arrest warrant for animal cruelty at his apartment.
The individual refused to come outside. As officers attempted to gain entry, the individual fired upon them. A barricade has been declared in this particular incident.
D.C. Metro Police Chief Pamela Smith says 3 officers were shot, a 4th also injured, all of the injuries non-life-threatening. Nearby schools that had been on lockdown have been evacuated. America is listening to Fox News.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T.
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ALL to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ALL to 321-321. That's ALL to 321-321.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
No complaints. About 64 for the high this afternoon. Lots of sunshine tonight. Increasing clouds. Look for the wind to pick up from the south. 45 on Thursday. Partly sunny. 55 Friday. Cold front comes through first thing in the morning. Turns the winds to the northwest. Mostly cloudy Friday with some light rain and wet snow around. 45 for the high, but temperatures will be dropping during the afternoon. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
This weekend, February 16th, 17th, and 18th, it's the semi-annual Missouri Arms Collectors Gun Show at the Arnold Eagles Hall in Arnold, Missouri. Browse tables of firearms, ammo, knives, books, and military items. Buy, sell, or trade. Admission's only $9, kids under 12 free with a paid adult, and parking is free. Don't miss the semi-annual Missouri Arms Collectors Gun Show this weekend at the Arnold Eagles on 1725 Jeffco Boulevard. For complete information, visit MissouriArms.com. The Missouri Arms Collectors Association is a not-for-profit NRA affiliate.
Our goal at Neo
Neovitin is to make supporting your nutrition as easy as possible. That's why we created the Neovitin monthly subscription. Just go to neovitin.com, choose your multivitamin, sign up, and we will do the rest. You'll receive your Neovitin multivitamin every month with no long-term obligation. You can pause or cancel at any time, and shipping is free. Each Neovitin multivitamin includes our physician-formulated proprietary blend for nutritional support you won't find anywhere else. Start supporting your nutrition the easy way with Neovitin multivitamins. Sign up for a Neovitin subscription today at neovitin.com.
Do you have multiple years of unfiled taxes or owe more than $8,000? The attorneys at Allies Tax Relief are your ally and will stop the IRS from garnishing your wages or them levying your bank account. Call 800-230-5174.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
STL Today is named Under Law 2023's best St. Louis law firm. We'll continue to make a difference, one case at a time.
When you're injured, call Onder Law at 314 or 618-900,000.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-291-1017. 800-291-1017. Again, that's 800-291-1017. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
The voice for hardworking, free-thinking Americans.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
You're listening to 97.1 FM Talk. The Annie Frey Show YouTube live chat poll of the day is sponsored by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Valentine's Day. We are grateful that you're spending a little bit of your afternoon here with us. My computer keeps playing. Keep listening to things on my computer. I can't hear in my headphones, but Brad keeps staring at me like, what are you doing?
I was like, what is that noise?
I'm just doing a show. Leave me alone. Oh, sorry. My bad.
That is the look on your face, Brad, by the way.
Yeah. Well, he can go back and look at it. He's just looking into the camera like,
Yeah, you guys can go on the YouTube stream and see it.
Judge for yourself.
the only person who doesn't know what's happening is me. Whoops. It is my fault also. We've been taking some of your dedications today. I hope you have enjoyed those dedications. A few extra ones that we've sprinkled in there. Are the rest of the dedications that we have throughout the show ones from actual listeners, or are any of them?
Well, I mean, we only had a couple of our own kind of jokey ones. Most of them have been from, even the funny ones have been from listeners.
Yeah.
But the rest of the day is, it's all listeners.
Legit.
Yep.
All right. We've talked a little bit about Valentine's Day as we have led up to it. And our YouTube live chat poll for today is, has your opinion of Valentine's Day evolved over time? I'll get you some of your comments here on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. JB said, I said yes because my wife has been deceased 11 years come March, but I do buy cards and insert cash money to my 2 granddaughters. Oh, JB, that's nice of you to do that for your granddaughters. I'm sure they appreciate that. Sheepdog said, yes, my wife, Candy, truly my sweetheart. I'm her sweet tart. That's so cute. All right.
Tart.
Real question. In your relationship, who's the sweetheart and who's the sweet tart?
Oh, I'm the sweetheart for sure.
I thought you were going to call yourself a tart.
No, I'm not a tart. But my wife, she's quite a tart. So that answers your question. And Brad, your turn.
I believe I am the tart.
You are a tart.
Yeah.
That's not. It's just.
I'm not really sure what I'm saying.
I'm not either.
Can we say sweet tart?
No.
Not just tart.
No, you're tart.
Nope.
We're not going to do this on the air. But just right now, the two of you gentlemen will
You're on
answer
the air,
this
just
question.
FYI.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying this part is going to
Okay.
be off the air. I just want you to Google what I just Googled, which is tart slang. Go ahead and Google
okay.
that.
I'm going to get off the Michael Jordan Valentine's
My
page.
husband is definitely the sweetheart
Tart
of the
slang.
relationship. We'll just put it to you that way. And now let's think back while you guys are researching Brad's comment about
I might have to
definitely the tart.
I might have to rethink who's the tart in our relationship. Because it's
let's be honest.
Let's okay.
Nobody should be the tart in your relationship.
Can I read at least like a version of this?
Yeah.
Tart is an offensive word for, it says a woman, but it probably could be anybody, who dresses or behaves.
It kind of has to be a woman.
Who dresses or
doesn't.
behaves in a way that suggests she wants to
Have some fun.
be promiscuous with many different people. So, in light of that, once Annie answers the question, I will answer the question
I already
for my
answered the question. I
relationship.
said my husband is definitely the sweetheart.
And that you're the tart?
No, I am absolutely not, but I am the sweet tart.
This was an either or.
Nobody said.
There is no third. You cannot vote RFK.
I didn't say that I was a tart. I said I was a sweet tart. That's different.
Sweet tart.
Yes, because
Okay.
that's what Sheepdog said.
Okay.
You guys were like, I'm totally a tart. Doesn't tart kind of sound like a funny word now?
Yeah, it does.
We've reached that point.
Yep, say it enough.
Wavy said, now that I'm older, I realize it's just a retail holiday where businesses can charge you more, quote, in the name of love. Can you sing that?
Yeah.
In the name
of love.
Man, is that Bono?
No, it's me.
Oh.
It was me the whole time.
That's old rock mouth over
That was
there.
old Ryan.
Any relationship where the focus on love is just one day is doomed. Question regarding what Wavy is saying, because I think that's I've definitely felt compelled to diminish the holiday. It's really very similar to Super Bowl, where it's like my relationship with the Super Bowl as, the quasi holiday of sorts, Valentine's Day, that it becomes like, it's like you want to make sure the holiday knows its place, that it doesn't control you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do kind of get that.
And I'm over that. I don't know if it's aging. I don't know if it's being a mom of children who just are growing at such a rapid pace. I am working so hard in my life to not let little things like this get under my skin. It's like there's so much exhale and freedom. The corporatist argument about Valentine's Day takes effort and energy. And it's actually easier to just kind of get lovey-dovey on your kids and be like, happy Valentine's Day, and kind of let them enjoy it. And instead of what fun is it to tell my kids, Valentine's Day is a corporate holiday to milk money out of sad people?
I say that to them every year. I give them
To
a
my
hug.
kids?
No, to my kids. I give them a hug, but then I also tell them that. Like, hey, this is about love, but it's also about money. And I want you to know that I care about you enough to tell you that.
No. And I will add to my statement that the idea that you celebrate love on Valentine's Day doesn't inherently mean that you don't give a crap about it on February 15th.
Okay.
It really feels to me like the emphasis on squashing Valentine's Day down is like an anti what you were pressured to do when you were 15.
Yeah, it's like punk rock.
On either side.
And I can tell you the answer to your question. You're like, I don't know if it's age or whatever. It's age. It's for sure age, because the older I get, the more I still feel the same way. I just feel so less intensely. So to answer the question of has your opinion changed or evolved over time, I guess it's evolved because I don't believe in it with the same passion that I used to.
So you used to believe in Valentine's Day with passion?
No, I used to believe that it was the opposite. It was the corporate holiday.
You're saying you
and I was
pulled back.
raging against the machine.
Yeah.
Because Zach De La Rocha told me I had to.
Also because that one person sent you a Valentine's Day
That might have been
gift
associated.
that didn't, and you told that
was
story.
it. That was right in my coming of age time. Maybe it had something to do with it.
Brad?
Yeah, I look at this and it has to have evolved over time. I was a little I don't know, cynical towards Valentine's Day there for a period in my life because I just did not have luck with the ladies. And it was just an irritant for me. And like my brother always had a girlfriend. And so they would always be doing like whatever, the general high school, like Valentine's Day, stuff. And it just irritated me.
Hay rides, haunted stuff.
No.
Oh.
Like the dinners and the chocolates and all of that other stuff. And like my mom would have to, he didn't have his driver's license. So my mom would have to drive them to whatever restaurant they were going to and all this other stuff. And it just bugged me. But as I've gotten older, it's like, it's just a holiday. And now I've got a wife and I had a girlfriend for, while when we were dating, and it was just a really good time. And as my relationship has built up, Valentine's Day has become more special because of those things. So my view has definitely evolved over time.
I don't like the tribalism behind expending lots of energy around hating things that at the end it's like it's not like you can hate hard enough
I know
to solve anything.
And there's too many problems now.
Yeah,
I think
there are real legit
the
issues.
Big issue is that there are so many bigger fish to fry than being mad about this being a corporate holiday that I don't know if it's because I've got older or that society has changed, but I'm like, man, if I could care that much about that, then things were pretty good. Like things have gotten worse to where now you got to worry about making sure your kids aren't being like, preached the wrong things in school and stuff that you never would have thought of when you were going to school in the 80s and 90s. Breaking news?
Yeah. There's some breaking news right now, and it's different than what we were talking about before, I assume. But there are reports of shots fired near the Chiefs Super Bowl parade in Kansas City, Missouri right now. And let's listen. Let's just pull it up and listen into the reports that are taking place live right now.
Expected to be a very joyous occasion. It's a beautiful day in Kansas City, Missouri, as they celebrate this huge second consecutive Super Bowl win by the Kansas City Chiefs over the San Francisco 49ers. We're looking right now at an ambulance vehicle that's being directed by police on the scene to move through this area. But obviously a lot of tension in Kansas City at this hour, 3:17 Eastern time, 2:17 Kansas City time, Jeff.
Yeah, and just had a couple notes handed to me. Shots were fired west of Union Station near the garage. Multiple people were struck. Now, it's of note that the shots were fired west of the Union Station because this is where that rally was taking place. And as you mentioned, people were starting to kind of wrap it up. And, you really don't know why the timing of this all happened right when things were sort of wrapping up. We'd seen, speeches from high-profile athletes like Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. And then shortly after the team, kind of got up there and gave out their sort of feelings about the season, that's when we learned about these shots being fired. According to the information we're learning, that the police, Kansas City police, saying that they took 2 armed people into custody. But this is obviously an ongoing investigation. It doesn't necessarily mean they were involved. People can have firearms. So we're working to get some more information on this.
Jeff, thank you very much. I'm told that we have a local Fox affiliate reporter on the ground near this scene. Tell me who we have here.
As I mentioned, running, sprinting out of Union Station. And if my photographer will pan over here, you can see an ambulance has arrived. Now, people were told to shelter in place Union Station shortly after we heard a second fired shot. And then also a person with the Kansas Sports Commission, they then told me that they said that Kansas City police said that they confirmed there was no active shooting at this time. But I am told that we are now being told to exit this area so that they can then treat people with first aid. So we are going to, of course, bring you the latest information, try to give you an update as soon as we get more information. But this is obviously an active scene, but we are okay. And yes, definitely a scary moment for a lot of people. And we'll send it back to you as we learn more.
Okay, local Fox News reporting on the ground there from the local affiliate. We thank them very much for contributing to our coverage here as we see people sort of milling around this Union Station area. Jeff Paul is still with me. And the reports that shots were fired. We have heard some reports of people being attended to as well. No information yet on the severity of the injuries of those who were shot or the circumstances around which all of this broke out. Jeff, as you were saying, it's, you know, in terms of the gun laws and the ability to carry in Kansas City, that is legal, correct?
I think depending on the local laws there, yeah, if you have a concealed carry permit, you should be able to have a firearm. But the fact that they did take 2 people into custody is of note as they continue this investigation. But you got to imagine, if you saw the shots of this parade, and if you saw the shots, the video shots of this rally, thousands and thousands, tens of thousands, sea of people out there, and then to have this happen, to have shots being fired, I can't underscore just how chaotic a scene like that would be, not only for the people attending, but for the law enforcement there, trying to keep everybody safe, trying to figure out where those shots came from, who fired them, who's injured, who needs help. Is there still a threat out there? Or is there a threat to the community? These people have to go somewhere. They're trying to get out of there. If you've been to this area, it's a beautiful area. This city loves this team, and just a really, I would think, if you're a fan of this team, just an awful day, an awful way to end the season, which ended on the best possible way of winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we have some video of this parade, the joyous moments prior to all of this breaking out. These are always huge moments for the city, the state, who is welcoming home their heroes from the Super Bowl. And it's a gorgeous day in Kansas City, Missouri. As I said, consecutive wins for the Kansas City Chiefs as they hope to make it 3 in a row, which would be unprecedented for the NFL. And you see all the jubilation on the left-hand side of your screen as all of this was carried out. Patrick Mahomes, of course, taking a huge victory lap as the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. Travis Kelce also had a huge game and was part of this big celebration. And so much attention has been given to this team.
You're listening live right now to coverage from Fox News on the ground there with local Fox coverage as well. Kansas City Police Department reporting that multiple people have been struck in a shooting for the Chiefs Super Bowl victory parade. Bringing the information as it happens. Happy Valentine's Day. Next dedication, Ryan?
This is called In Spite of Ourselves. It's from Mike G. He said, I'm dedicating this to my wife in spite of everything that they've been through, just like we all do in all our relationships, in spite of ourselves. This is John Prine from Mike G to his wife.
Let's talk about Ruler Foods. Ruler Foods is there to make sure that you can shop for less. Ruler Foods is on rulerfoods.com. You can find the website and find the one that's closest to you. They are very, very good at making your shopping experience easy. Easy to save money, easy to find what you need. The name brands that you've come to love, yeah, you're going to find those at Ruler Foods, but you're also going to be able to get Kroger brands at the Ruler Foods at Ruler Foods prices, which is an extra great way to save. They commit to having low prices. You can go online and see the ads that they have, the promotions for the extra savings each and every week at rulerfoods.com. Right now, you can save on Heritage Farm chicken leg quarters sold in 10-pound bags, Kroger pork loin chops, 5-count, or home-style beef patties, 4-count for $5. Kroger russet potato 10-pound bags, $2.99. Save at Ruler Foods. You stretch your grocery dollars further every time you shop there at rulerfoods.com.
Hey, Rob Bradford here. I have set out on a mission with my good friends at FanDuel to prove what I have known for some time. Baseball isn't boring. Now I have a daily podcast to prove it with some of the most notable people in the baseball world, screaming baseball isn't boring from the mountaintops, or at least agreeing to come on our show. Players, managers, GMs, and yes, even the commissioner of baseball, Rob Manfred. It has been a constant wave of baseball's most powerful voices. So join the revolution. Subscribe and soak in Baseball Isn't Boring. Listen on your Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. You'll be glad you did.
You couldn't pick a worse time to sell your home. Sure, your home is worth a small fortune right now, but are you really going to swap your 2 or 3% current interest rate and pay 7 or 8% interest on a new house? No way. You don't have to with the Get Paid and Stay program from Truehold. You'll love this. It's a genius idea. With the Get Paid and Stay program, Truehold will buy your home now at its best current value. You bank the cash and stay in your home until interest rates come back down, or as long as you like. It's your call. Plus, you won't have to pay property taxes, insurance, or upkeep anymore. Truehold pays those expenses. Learn about Truehold's Get Paid and Stay program. Call 855-300-9993. That's 855-300-9993. Or visit Truehold.com and discover how much Truehold will pay for your home based on its best current value, not what's coming. Truehold.com, the smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. Call 855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-291-1017. 800-291-1017. Again, that's 800-291-1017. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure, it's just not fun, always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of St. Louis Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, congestion? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with St. Louis Sinus Centers. Call 314-332-2885. 314-332-2885. That's 314-332-2885.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-359-3434. 800-359-3434.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. If your furnace isn't working, get in your comfort zone with 55 years of award-winning HVAC service from Air Comfort Service. Mention the Annie Frey Show to save $55 off any surface repair at aircomfortservice.com.
Odyssey is your home for all the audio that matters to you. Download the Odyssey app today to listen to 97.1 FM Talk, even when you don't have a radio. Always streaming at 971talk.com.
I threw a wish in the well. Don't ask me, I'll never tell. I looked at you as it fell, and now you're in my way. I trade my soul for a wish, pennies and dimes for a kiss. I wasn't looking for this, but now you're in my way. Your stare was holding, ripped jeans, skin was showing. Hot night, wind was blowing. Where you think you're going, baby?
Here's the thing. This song is dedicated from Hunter, I guess, to his wife, but all he said was, because my wife. So I don't know if he has trouble getting her to call him. I don't know. I don't know, but it's Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen.
Thank you, Hunter. We appreciate that. Hunter, a very loyal listener and watcher on the YouTube stream. It is Valentine's Day. We are acknowledging that. It's also Ash Wednesday. Happy Ash Wednesday to those who are recognizing that day. But we want to get to the news of the moment right now. The Kansas City Chiefs were holding their Super Bowl championship parade today in Kansas City. And we are very sad to report that multiple people have been struck in a shooting at this parade. Let's get to the latest details from a local reporter.
Jeff Paul has some more information for us from the Bureau as he looks at the timeline of how this unfolded. Jeff?
Yeah, Martha. So according to Kansas City police, shots were fired west of Union Station near the garage. Multiple people were struck, according to Kansas City police. They took 2 armed people into custody. And this was around roughly 2:13 local time, 3:13 Eastern. Kansas City police say everyone from inside Union Station right there, they've been released. So that's why you're seeing on the screen there's some people walking away, obviously wearing Chiefs gear, Chiefs jerseys. Again, shots were fired west of Union Station. And this was at the very end of the Kansas City Chiefs parade and the ongoing rally after, where you see all those players getting up on stage, talking about their feelings, talking about what it means to them to do this for this city. We'd also know at 3:07 Eastern and 2:07 local time that Kansas City police said that they were trying to determine exactly how many victims they had. I should also mention, I want to circle back, Martha, about open carry or carrying a firearm in Missouri. Under Missouri law, it is not a crime to open carry a weapon into any place where carry is prohibited, except for a church, school, bus, or onto the grounds of a school function. I don't believe any of these would fall under that. They might have had some other sort of law set up for a big parade, but you got to imagine all these people, Martha, coming into an area, all crammed together. You can't search every single person. You just don't know who's got what. Understandably, a nightmare scenario right now for all the first responders out there and for the fans who are just trying to enjoy what has been an incredible season.
Jeff, anything that you're seeing yet? I'm looking myself at the same time in terms of when we may hear something from the police.
Yeah, I think that's the thing everyone's waiting for. But I'm sure because this has happened just moments ago, and there are so many people out there that they're trying to get to safety and understand. I mean, it's going to take some time before they can really tell us, or even for them to understand exactly what's happened, where it's happened, who's most impacted. I think for the first responders out there, their first priority is getting anyone who might be injured to safety. From an enforcement standpoint, you want to find the person who's responsible for this. And as Paul mentioned, so many people there, you want to figure out exactly what type of event this is. Was this some sort of domestic thing? Was this just celebratory gunfire that went sideways? Was this a mass shooting event? I mean, these are all things that they're putting together. But Martha, as you pointed out, you look at the crowd, you look at the demeanor, really tells a lot. You don't see people running around. It seems somewhat relaxed in a situation like this. So we'll really we'll have to pay attention to see what's next.
Yeah, Jeff, thank you very much. So the latest that we're seeing from the Kansas City police, while you were just telling us that, Jeff, they say we request witnesses to the shooting to please go to the southwest corner of Pershing and Marin as they try to gather information about what happened here. And they also, as recently as 15 minutes ago, they were asking people to leave the area as quickly and safely as possible to facilitate the treatment of the shooting victims. Please avoid the Union Station parking garage area to allow the first responders to get through. So, I mean, it certainly sounds like they're tending to some real injuries here, and obviously very concerned about making sure that they can get help to the people that have been injured here. So, it looks like the area, Paul, if you're still with us, was cordoned off. So they've isolated the area where they're carrying out the work that has to be done. And what we're seeing here on the outside are people kind of milling around, and you can see a police perimeter that has been set up around this Union Station area, Paul.
Yeah, so this seems to have transitioned into investigation very quickly, which does argue that maybe the two characters that they have are, in fact, involved. Some of the facts here are starting to coalesce for us. It does sound like we have some victims, so this is beginning to sound less like celebratory gunfire and some sort of a beef. It could be some gang thing where, people are flying different colors. Could be as prosaic as somebody bumped into somebody in a heavy crowd and, words were exchanged. So at this point, we are just speculating. But now that we are seeing them lock the situation down, they're asking for witnesses. They have two pieces that they're holding on to that they don't seem to be releasing. I think that, they're well into the investigatory part of this. They're going to get the victims out of there. Hopefully they already are. But it does at least seem like it's calm. And right now they are going to be doing all the things that detectives do. They're going to be questioning people. They're going to be looking for video. And then later on, depending on how it goes, and look, to be honest, generally you get one, you get them all. I mean, that's just a fact. You're going to get most of the people that were involved if you have one that was involved, because you can work from there. If they don't have that, then they're going to have to get a little bit more clever, do some digital stuff. But it does look like with all of the security they likely had, I'm sure there were a lot of cops out there. It looks like they transitioned into what they needed to do quite quickly, and we'll just have to see how it develops.
Exactly. I just want to, so a minute ago, the Kansas City police put this out on their X account, asking, they have children that they need to reunify with families or guardians. It says, remember the reunification stations in the area are at 2301 Main and inside the main entrance of Union Station. They say we still have several needing reunification. Contact the officer nearest you for reunification information, which is obviously a very unsettling situation for any of these kids who are looking to find their parents, the people they came with in the middle of all this chaos, Paul.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. And right now, one of the things that's really of a major concern is to keep the communication flowing in a coherent way, because the tendency among the police is to run towards the gunshots. Everybody wants to help. That's just in the DNA of the police. But sometimes that's always not the best thing. And now, as they try to lock down the situation and order it and have an orderly response, it's going to be a lot less important to run to the scene and a lot more important to do the kind of thing you're talking about, set up a reunification center, get a phone number that people can call, track those leads. In a crowd, a lot of people see a lot of things, and sometimes something people see that they don't think is important ultimately ends up being very important. Somebody may be far from the scene who is adjusting their waistband and you glimpse a gun, for instance. Think of some of the first Trade Center attack. For instance, the perps returned the van, being they wanted their deposit back, and they knew to look out for this, and that's what led to their capture. So it can be something very minute that actually leads you in the right direction, and that's one of the things they're going to be looking to do now, is to set up some sort of a system to intake leads, vet the clues, and to make sure that the innocents are taken care of, whether they're wounded or just lost children or people who just want to know where their loved ones are.
Absolutely. Just to get everyone up to speed here, at noon today, there was a joyous celebration. You see part of that in the video that's on the left-hand side of your screen right now, where the Kansas City Chiefs were welcomed home as heroes, victorious in the Super Bowl on Sunday night over the San Francisco 49ers. You can see the usual scene, these buses, open-top buses carrying the members of the team. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, all welcomed home as huge heroes in Kansas City on an absolutely beautiful February afternoon. But after the parade, or as it was winding down, we're trying to figure out the exact timeline here, but approximately about 35, 40 minutes ago, the Kansas City police started reporting that there were shots fired in the area of Union Square, which is exactly where you're looking at on both sides of your screen actually now. And on the right-hand side of your screen, you're seeing a line of Kansas City Fire Department ambulances that are set up, and there have been reports that they are tending to people who were shot and that there were multiple injuries. We don't have any more information in terms of how many people were shot or the extent of those injuries. There are reports that 2 people were taken into custody. We don't know if those are actually the people who fired these shots or if there are more that they're looking for. We don't have any update on that. We can tell that there's been a perimeter that has been set up. You can see pieces of that here in a very wide area around the outside of Union Station. And we know that one of the pinch points here was clearly the garage entrance to Union Station. We have had reports that they're asking witnesses to go to the corner of Pershing and Main, the southeast corner of Pershing and Main. They're also identifying an area where children can reunite with the people who brought them to the event at 2301 Main and inside the main entrance of Union Station. So this is obviously a volatile situation as we wait for more information. You can see an enormous police presence on the ground. And Paul, we have heard, we have no idea the nature of this event at this point, but obviously at all of these things, the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl parade, given just the general threat environment around the country, you're going to have a huge police presence at an event like this, Paul. They're going to be looking and waiting and hoping that something like this doesn't happen, but certainly prepared for it, right?
Absolutely. Having been in the middle of dozens and dozens of these sorts of things, they're planned like a military operation, and it can be quite impressive. You have to allow for multiple shifts of police officers, people getting their breaks to come back, another shift coming on, making sure you have communications set up. And you always plan for the worst. And one of the things that's going on now is all of that muscle memory is clicking into place. And I think that's why it does seem to be a fairly stable scene. Looks like the police here were prepared for this. I'm sure it was something as soon as they knew that the Chiefs had won the game, that they were probably even before that, they were planning, okay, if they win, we're going to have this big parade. We're going to have to bring in all kinds of people on overtime. It has to all be planned out. There's even not only the before, but the after, an event like this to get everybody out of there safely so people don't get trampled just because of the size of the crowds. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people don't realize. There's logistics, you need support, and there's the media piece. One of the things that's going on now, I can tell you, that we don't see is there are the media folks of the PD there trying to get in touch with, let's say, the hospital so that they're giving out accurate information, but they don't want to give out information until loved ones are contacted. But they know that folks like Fox News want to get answers because people deserve answers. So they're leveraging all of their media contacts to try to get it right. The main thing you don't want to do is get it wrong or to undercut any of the families. And that is a whole other prong to this thing. And at the same time, all the detectives are coming in. The chief of detectives, I'm sure, is on scene. He's organizing this whole thing now. You're going to have to bring in people to grab the shells and pull the video. So there are multiple facets of any police department that have to be employed in a situation like this. The whole thing starts to synchronize and move forward like a big machine. And in a perfect world, it goes well. And it looks like it's going well here. They do have 2 people. They certainly seem to have enough personnel there. So, again, we're going to have to just wait and see how it shakes out. But, we just all can do, we can pray for the 2 victims and hope that it all goes, right in the end.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for, numbers on how many people may have been injured. And we're watching on the right-hand side here, one person was just in an ambulance. They were conscious, but clearly suffered some kind of injury from this event. And we saw another man who was being taken off on a golf cart. So there's a lot of people, it appears, who are impacted in one way or the other. And as you point out, Paul, some of that can be the chaos in the heat of the moments after the shooting as people try to get out of there, right?
So we are listening right now to live coverage from Fox News. They've been dipping into local coverage in Kansas City. Shots fired after the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl victory parade. Towards the tail end of the parade is what we are reading. There are lots of reports coming, unverified reports on Twitter regarding what's going on in Kansas City, but we're going to make sure that we get the right information when we report it here, but we are covering it. So keep it here. Mark Reardon will certainly be watching this story to give you any details as they develop. So we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to continue to search for facts that we can report to you on the breaking news of multiple people that are struck in a shooting. The Kansas City Chiefs victory parade. We will be back in just a minute. It's Valentine's Day. We're doing dedications today. Ryan, this song out to whom?
This one goes out to Debbie from one of our regular listeners, the Colonel. Says it's from the My Fair Lady soundtrack, On the Street Where You Live. There you go.
Any other part of town does enchantment pour out of every door. No, it's just on the street where you live.
Air Comfort Service, online at aircomfortservice.com. You don't necessarily need to know the phone number to Air Comfort Service until you have to have the phone number to Air Comfort Service. That's kind of the way these things go with these types of home repairs. So I encourage you, I'm going to give you the number here in a second, to put this number in your phone, save it as Air Comfort Service, and when the need arises, or if your parents are having a furnace issue here in the winter and they need to call people who you can trust to show up at their house and treat them with the dignity and respect that the home and the family deserves, Air Comfort Service will 100% do that. I trust them in my home, have multiple times. Here's the number. Stick it in your phone, 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-0091. Right now, you can save 10% off a single-stage furnace, 15% off a two-stage furnace, or 20% off a multi-stage furnace. Winter isn't over yet, and you are probably assessing the state of your furnace throughout the course of some of these really frigid days that we've had. If you know that the furnace is on its way out, reach out to Air Comfort Service. They can do a tune-up, they can check it out, any maintenance you need, and also give you a great price on the new furnace replacement to make sure that you're always in your comfort zone. 314-513-0091, aircomfortservice.com.
Just imagine being walked all over for 36 years. Who would do that? The great customers of Reinhold Flooring, that's who. For over 3.5 decades, Reinhold Flooring has been the mecca for carpet, hardwood, vinyl, laminate, and area rugs. Reinhold Flooring is customer-driven with a focus on top-quality products and installations from the best team in the business. So come on in and walk all over your next flooring at Reinhold Flooring. Visit them at 5429 Telegraph Road in St. Louis or online at reinholdflooring.com.
Okay, so you filed your taxes this year, but you know you have past IRS issues. And now the IRS letters are coming. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. Don't ignore those IRS letters. They're important and give you rights and deadlines to defend yourself. Waiting could cause you to lose those rights. Call the Lance Story Law Firm now and let us help you get ahead of the IRS and defend your rights while you still have time. The Lance Story Law Firm is located here in St. Louis, so take the first step and hire a tax resolution attorney. We've made it super easy to schedule your free consultation in person, or you can do a phone call and save travel time. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Story Law Firm. Call today at 314-260-6120. That's 314-260-6120. Or go visit lance.drurylaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hey guys, Glover here from my friends at ThrottleNet. So I'm so very proud to have represented the guys at ThrottleNet for all of these years. They are the IT geniuses. George and Mike are the owners. Fantastic guys. They can do all of your IT. They can do a portion of your IT. They have the best Apple support team. Their response time is under 2 minutes. Think about that, under 2 minutes. Something goes sideways with your IT, and they are solving your problem. And they're solving your problem within 2 minutes. Now, let's talk about cybersecurity. Most companies in St. Louis don't have cyber liability insurance. You get hit, you're on the hook, you're probably out of business. With ThrottleNet, if we represent you, we protect you. The first $500,000 that someone hits you for, which isn't going to happen, but if it does, we pay it. $500,000. That's what you're covered for with ThrottleNet. Go to throttlenet.com/DGS for all the information.
Hi, this is Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw. As a family business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. What if it were possible to protect you from market downturns without having to make an emotional decision to buy or sell? What if you could take advantage of a strategy that would automatically take you out of harm's way during the bad years and position you for the growth opportunity during the good years?
The secret is in linking safely to the market without putting your principal at risk. By linking to the market instead of owning the market, you can participate safely on autopilot and lock in your gains without creating a taxable event. Go online at retirementkey.com for a no-obligation retirement review. We'll teach you the strategy that has helped our clients retire with confidence for the past 38 years. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. So go online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Need a break from the sound bites and the talking heads? Do you want information you can actually use? Information that'll change your life for the better? Then listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
We're monitoring the situation in Kansas City, and we'll bring you the update as we get it, if there is anything to update you on. Right now, also, the YouTube live chat poll will be ending soon. We'll give you the results of that if you voted in it. The poll is, has your opinion of Valentine's Day evolved over time, which is today, yes or no? Let us know what you think about that. 250 right now. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. Unfortunately, we have a shooting at the Kansas City Chiefs victory parade. We're going to give you the latest on that. And Jonathan Martin's going to join us from Politico at 3:25.
All of my friends say I should move on. She's just another girl. Don't let her stick it to your heart so hard.
This is from Bob. It's dedicated to his wife. The song is from The Killers. It's called Just Another Girl. So hopefully the song is not saying she's just another girl. I'm sure it's a deeper meaning than that. But it's from Bob to his wife. Happy Valentine's Day.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Let's listen into this real quick here. On Fox News. Sorry, we had said we weren't going to do this, but I want to listen in. A mom and daughter who were at the parade speaking on Fox.
What do you think happened to them?
We didn't see these people fall to the ground. This lady that I was talking to when I asked her what had happened, she had said that they were standing just right over, not very far from us, and when my daughter heard the pop noise or whatever, the lady said the guy just dropped right next to her.
Yeah. Amanda, obviously this is a very frightening situation, and, we're getting reports that 8 to 10 people were injured. Do you or anybody that you were there with have any sense of what started all of this, whether it was people who were at the parade or whether it was, is there any sense from the crowd that you were in of what was going on?
Not really. We really didn't have any idea what led up to that. My understanding was, I don't think it was an altercation or anything between anybody. I believe that it was, that I had just heard actually that they had 2 people in custody, or 2 suspects in custody. So it seems to be just a shooting. I think they were checking buildings or looking through what could have came to this reasoning why they did this.
So tell me,
we're listening to Fox News right now. This is a live coverage from a shooting incident that took place at the Super Bowl parade. Towards the end of the parade, as reports have identified the timing of this, and Martha McCallum did just report 8 to 10 people.
Yes.
I've seen those reports, but it's, I think people are listening to scanners.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear stuff on a scanner, and that information can change.
Yeah,
so,
that's fact. Everybody finds out.
Mark Reardon is on it, and he is going to have all the coverage that you expect from your news leader here in St. Louis as we cover this from our sister city, Kansas City, across the state. It's very sad to hear this, and you can't really see something like this happen. I mean, is it shocking? It's shocking. I would say yes, it's shocking, but you drop your shoulders, you hang your head, and it's another instance. And it's very difficult to see an event like this before something like this happens and not think, gosh, there are a lot of people here.
Yeah, a lot of people there. And I think you and I both said from watching the coverage, man, this looks like St. Louis.
The
city.
The city, yeah.
The
city,
setting of all the coverage.
Right where this is happening, where all of the ambulances are, the police are right now, it just looks a lot like St. Louis. I mean, this is why, everybody's been rooting for the Chiefs, is because it's so close to home. This looks very, very close to home as you watch the coverage. And we've said before, people listening right now, probably there's a high likelihood that people listening could know people who are at that parade right now because it's that close.
Yeah.
So that's why we're all kind of keeping two eyes glued to this, because we want to know what happened. It says, so the Kansas City Star is saying that two armed people have been detained.
Well, it's Missouri.
But again, that doesn't mean that they're the shooters. It just says that they're two armed people.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know.
You can be armed in Missouri.
Yes, exactly.
Fox News also put on the Chiron that the FBI had a presence there and they're assisting on this investigation.
I saw some reaction on Twitter and they were like, the FBI is here. Why is the FBI here? Folks, the FBI
because
is
of this.
Well, the FBI, you want the FBI there. The FBI is always there. I noticed some instances on some video clips that were like firsthand experiences that had been uploaded to Twitter, and they're showing the police all rushing into Union Station, and with them are several people in plain clothes and a Chiefs jerseys rushing in with them, and it's like, what are those guys doing? Well, they're undercover.
Yeah, exactly.
And you want them to be.
Well, this is why they're there, is in case of something like this. This is the purpose of having law enforcement there, to weed out things like this, just in case they happen. And most of the time, they don't happen.
Yeah.
In this case, it did.
We had a great show today, and we appreciate everybody who sent in their dedications for Valentine's Day. It is still Valentine's Day, and we've been acknowledging that throughout the course of the show. We did have the opportunity to speak with Missouri's 7th District Representative Chairman Jason Smith about that Bob Alinsky hearing that he was able to sit in yesterday, and really interesting conversations that he was allowing us to take a little listen into his experience of being there yesterday. So please check the Andy Frey Show podcast if you missed it, and share it with your friends if you know people who would be interested in hearing it. The YouTube live chat poll for today: has your opinion of Valentine's Day evolved over time? Mine certainly has. Ryan, you've said yes.
Enough to say yes.
Brad?
Yes.
56% said yes as well. It's not everybody.
No, it's about half.
But a little bit of a majority. Keep it right here for the latest in that shooting at the Kansas City Chiefs victory parade in Kansas City. The Mark Reardon Show coming here in just a few minutes.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-674-2189 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-674-2189. That's 800-674-2189. What do you have to lose? Call 800-674-2189. Again, 800-674-2189.
Have you heard all the talk about energy efficiency as far as gas appliances and electric and heat pumps and eliminating certain furnaces, certain air conditioners, now stoves? If you're in the market for a furnace and air conditioner this year and just want to cut through all the confusion and would like to talk with and discuss what's the differences between the products and just an overall common sense approach to what do you need for your house, what works,